Hello everybody and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Skyward Sword Randomizer Showcase race. Very sorry for the delay, we had some tech issues in the background, but we've got it figured out. Commentating for us we have Copernicus, and tracking, because yes, this is a randomized Skyward Sword. Tracking is Hanjan and myself. Say hello everybody.
Hey guys, how are you doing? We're gonna hit some nice big race here today. Only gonna see 4 people because of tracking and stuff. It's not gonna be possible to show all the races, but there's a lot of people racing today, and I think it's very cool and so many people are interested in this. So yeah, this is Skyward Sword Rando, which has been in the making for a while. It's fairly new, and we thought we are ready for a showcase. And so that's why we're here today, to showcase the randomizer. So I think randomizer in general, the concept should be clear for everybody, but just quick. I'm just gonna quickly go over it. So basically every location in the game is randomized to give a random item, and you can also decide which places in the game do have so-called progression items, which basically means items that are useful to reach new checks. Checks being like chests or NPCs that gives you stuff. So that's basically the idea of a rando, is then to get all the required items to like beat the game. With beat the game meaning something different depending on what you've set to be. So in this race, we've been going back and forth on the settings, and we have decided that the best settings is the 2 required dungeons. We're starting with one random tablet. We will have no mini games on, since they're mostly tedious and sometimes a little bit difficult. And we will have patrol limited to 50 crystals. And I'll go over what that means. We also have race mode enabled, obviously, which basically means that every dungeon that is not a required dungeon doesn't have any progressive items in them. And we start with the adventure pouch. I think that's about it. So let's get over for that for a second. So basically, what you can do is you can decide how many tablets you want to have. So you can have everything open. You can only one pillar open. You can have no pillar open. And we figured out that having one pillar open is the best setting, mostly because if you have no tablets open, it tends to be a little bit long on the Skyloft segment. So we have said that one tablet is nice enough and not too open, because sometimes too open is a little bit annoying. Goddess cubes are disabled, correct, Sam? Right, I forgot that. Thanks for reminding me. It seemed like everyone is finally ready to go. That's good. So yeah, I think patrol limited to 50 crystals means basically you can only get every reward up until 50, and after that we can get still rewards, but these rewards won't have any progress items, right? So basically 60, the 270 checks, and 180 check just doesn't have anything, just so we don't have to go on a gratitude crystal hunt. Kit Cut Seed is different. The reason for that is he had some issues, and he is running on a non-git version of the randomizer, so that gave him a different hash, but you don't have to worry. He should be getting the same items. That is quite certain. But we'll also obviously be able to confirm. Lepalog, the rando dev, with me and CJ, I should say. Probably now we're the 3 rando devs. Lepalog checked over it, and everything was fine. So I think everything should be fine. So yeah, as for things, it seems like we're about to get started here. As for things that the randomizer added that's like nice is there's instant text. A lot of cutscenes have been deleted. An insane amount of like fight cutscenes, boulder cutscenes, and a lot of other stuff. A lot of cutscenes have been deleted. You will play on hero mode. That's doesn't matter if you start on a new game file or hero mode file. You always start on hero mode. Seems like we're going now. Nice. That's something that Rando put in. The item screen doesn't show up by a lot of treasure and gratitude crystals, which is really annoying. And we also have, we have closed Thunderhead, which basically means if we get the Ball of the Goddess, that's gonna open up the Thunderhead. So first of all, we have a really cool check. I think that's very unique for a randomizer, and that is this one here, which is technically, you know, somewhat of a forced check. Fledge giving you the event pouch after the tunic is a randomized check here. And it's a red ruby. Nice. Very important. So let's see what we have. We have Skyview and Fire Sanctuary. Alright. That's definitely very interesting. I'm gonna check which pillar is open as well pretty soon. Let's see if we can spot it in the background. Looks like we're gonna go for the practice sword chest first. So training hall, there's one chest where you normally get the practice sword, obviously randomized as well. Getting the first stamina fruit, that's normal. But yeah, I think you guys are familiar with Skyward Sword and stamina management. I think people have often enough told you about it. But basically, trying to going into cutscenes and so on with a good amount of stamina is always important, and keeping track of what stamina you have. So far, not very much useful things, and you can see people actually getting a different treasure, which probably is because like there's like different the chest has like different treasure. There's like a type of chest that has like different treasure, which is somewhat RNG dependent. It's funny to see that there was a different treasure right there. It's actually in the normal game that there are just chests that have like 3 different options as what you get. Okay, Olin giving you some of his gratitude apparently. That's gonna mean people definitely want to go to patrol early here, getting a few crystals in the night and then gonna go for the 10 rewards here. But first of all, we're gonna go to the goddess statue here. And one thing to notice that there's a chest here that you might not see normally, that is actually a chest we moved. Oh wow, claw shots, very nice, very nice. I don't know if Linnea was open, but Linnea being open would make a lot of sense. Oh, Eldon is open, interesting. I guess Sparrow might be something to look out for here. So basically that chest has been moved because of Skykeep, because if you open Skykeep, the chest actually vanishes. Oh, Emerald Tablet as well, okay, interesting. That's a lot of stuff first. Okay, we seem like some people going for the Potion Lady, getting the C chart. The C chart is for opening the sand ship, or at least allowing you to douse for the sand ship. So basically like the ghost chart in Windbreaker. So that's not going to be useful because it's not a required dungeon, and all non-required dungeons don't have any progress items. So yeah, we're gonna go into the Waterfall Cave with 2 nice checks here for Lapalog. So it seems like Kitcott is going for night here. For going into the Waterfall Cave, probably getting the crystals in the Waterfall Cave as well. I didn't quite see what Runa gave. I'm probably gonna see that at some point. Let's see the chest here. Okay, another gratitude crystals. A lot of gratitude crystals early on, but remember, the cap is 50, so Spiral Charge from Runa. Okay, very interesting. So, but Spiral Charge, this is a new icon that was not before. That's normally used for something else, but I think it's very fitting for the Spiral Charge, so we used it for the Spiral Charge here. That's the Spiral Charge allows us to get to fight Levias and to get to 2 chests in the sky. Tracker's already falling behind. Well, so I mean, understandable. So Gymnast is going for some gratitude. Oh yeah, he's using the claw shots right away to get into Zelda's room. Very clever, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it worked out. But it does. It was very logical from him because getting the claw shot so early makes a lot of sense. Leplock, on the other hand, going now into the. He might also go into the Zelda heart piece after this, after he gets claw shots outside. Assume Gymnast is going for Patrol. So I wonder if he's gonna go first into the Waterfall Cave. Probably gonna get the crystals there. Yeah, that's what it seems like. So there's another batch of 5 crystals there. So for Patrol, there's 5, 10, 30, 2 checks at 30, and 40, and then 50. So yeah, getting the freestanding crystals is definitely a gamble, since you could theoretically completely go without them, since 50 is the max requirement. And what he will figure out shortly here is that he has already 10, right? And the next one is going to be on 30. And 30 is not going to be able. He's not going to be able to reach that with the single credit crystals. It's going to be interesting what he decides to do here. He is like 15 now, I think. Thing is, I mean, single crystals still can be required, right? If there's just not enough crystals to go up to 50 for the reward until, and the 50 reward is something important. So it's it could be very important to get these. And I mean, he's on the way anyway, so it does make sense to just go for it. So Lepolog also deciding to go into Zelda's heart piece. We see everyone being still on Skyward, understandable. I'm not sure if someone has already gone for Patrol. Probably Floa, I assume. I'm not sure though. If not, we'll see Gymnast and Level Up going for it early. As you can see, the gratitude crystals don't have the inventory screen anymore. So that's very nice. Just in general, to be a little bit quicker here. There is some text skip you can do with these crystals if you qualify perfectly, but it's not really faster with the no inventory screen. Okay, Floa deciding to talk to Beatrice here, probably for the second time now, it looked like. So Beatrice is a very, very long check, but it is a CS0, so it is possible that the game requires it very early on in order to go beyond, right? But we know there are already 2 open tablets, so it seems unlikely that the Beatrice is gonna have something important right away, but it might still be something important. So it's gonna be interesting to see if anyone goes for skipping Beatrice, because it is a big gamble, but it pays off a lot if you do so. Got also going for Zelda's room, it looks like. Damn it, I missed Patrol again, didn't I? Someone know what Patrol had? Guess I'll see it on Lepolog's stream. It's hard to keep up with everyone. So yeah, also if there's like any questions about the randomizers, you can definitely ask in chat. I do have some knowledge about it. So can go ahead and do so. Seems like Gymnast also going for Beatrice, understandable. I could see someone that maybe is not as fast as others skipping Beatrice, just because, I mean, you have a good chance of winning because of that. Right, if you skip that and it's not required. It seems like Floa is the first one to go to the surface. Very interesting. Probably did not get Zelda stuff. We know it's not important, so that's a good gamble right there. Eldin has a lot of checks without any items, so it's a very nice area to start with. So like the worst tablet to start with is Leneru, and the best one is Eldin. Mainly because Eldin just has the most checks without items, so that's very nice. There's a lot of very hidden chests you've probably never seen in your casual playthrough, and I have Actually, I also struggled finding them at first when writing down all the checks in this game. Behind these cracks, I've never seen these cracks, but they're there, and they're just behind them. And as you can see, there's no boulder cutscene here, so that's very nice. Oh, it seems like Gymnast just got for a Beatrice text. He didn't went to Petro actually. That's good. So we can actually see now what Petro has here. So yeah, so there's again most chests are behind like boulder sections. Flaw forgetting that there's a boulder here. Big mistake on his side. Blue crystal and harp. Okay, nice, good to know. That's interesting. Yeah, so 5 is evil crystal, and this is like the goddess harp, or is it a song here? It is the Pharaoh's courage. Oh, I couldn't quite read the text. So there is a hint under that. It's a little bit small for me since I'm seeing a 4-player view here. I think it says there was nothing interesting there, but I'm not sure. So it seems like the Pharaoh's courage trial is not gonna be important. I'm gonna try to see it on Lepolog's side again. So yeah, the song tags give hint at the end of them. And the harp is just what the game displays for songs. There's no individual song model. Man, everyone is so fast. Couldn't quite read it again. Oh yeah, no, I just clicked and I looked away at chat. No, not like this. I don't know if anyone saw what the hint said, if it was important or not important. So Floa going forward in Elden, only claw shot. So the only place he should have probably talked to. I don't know if anyone remembers. Oh, nice, a sword upgrade here. That's very nice. Elden sword upgrade. Very nice, apparently. So Floa is waiting for a second there. So you might need. Oh, you might need it to reveal. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So it seems like there is something progressive in the Farron trial. Oh, Goddess Harp early as well in Elden. That's very important. So just to reiterate, in order to beat this rando, you need the Master Sword. So that means 3 sword upgrades total. You need the Goddess Harp to raise the Gate of Time, and you need all the required dungeon speed. So in this case, it's Skyview and Fire Sanctuary. So it's very interesting to see that technically with the Emerald Tablet you can already go. Oh, Floa dying. That's not good. Emerald Tablet allows them to go to Skyview right away. So I feel like going to Skyview here first would probably be the better call instead of Elden, since doing your stuff that's required right away often is very helpful. And Skyview is fast in general, so it's not really like with Go mode you wouldn't be any faster. And Claw Shots is the most broken item in Skyview, so you're not gonna go any faster in having Claw Shots, so. I think going for, yeah, Flo is sadly dying. So I think going for, Skyview first is a good idea. So, just so everyone knows, all these side quests are available from the start. The only thing you have to do is you have to activate it by talking to the person. And right there in Kickout Stream you can also see that they're in Gymnast as well now. Breaking the boulder here. You've probably never seen this chest, but it does exist. And yes, I didn't know of it either. Adventure Pouch though. Would be more important if we wouldn't start with Pouch, but since we start with Pouch anyways, it's not that impressive. It's just gonna give us another slot, so not a really an important item here. So just because of the Pharaoh's trial as well, yeah. I guess getting Harp first and then doing the Farron trial would be an option here if you're not going for Farron first, but you have no idea that Harp is in Elden, so the only one that knows it is Floa, because he already has the Harp, so he knows that he knows that, basically. By the way, I think Favor's courage is missing, so it's like above the harp for Gymnast and Lepalok for sure. I'm not sure if anyone else went to patrol already. So that's something on a tracker that still needs to be set. Just as an idea here. Yeah, but it's probably very hard to get with the crystals. I think Gymnast, Lepalok, everyone that goes for crystal hunting is around 25 right now. For the crystals. Oh, 5 crystals on the Lumpy Pumpkin. You can hear that sound when you enter the Lumpy Pumpkin and a credit crystal is spawning, basically. You can actually hear the credit crystal sound. That's also something you can hear when you dig it up in a digging spot, so that's very cool. Get an early information by hearing the credit crystals appear. So that was a question if oh yeah, unfortunately they have gonna to talk here. But I mean, getting the soup here is possible to do the Levias. I'm not sure what everyone is planning. There's a lot of possibilities here. It seems like Elden so far has been okay. Like having the harp is definitely a required item. But without the songs, the harp is not really that useful at first. The only real check is in Farron for learning the Bell of the Goddess, which normally is learning the Bell of the Goddess, which is now a randomized check, of course. So yeah, breaking the chandelier. You can also see that there is the soup cuts in here, so basically having the spiral charge had some issues with the chandeliers. It's normally not supposed to break the chandelier while you have the spiral charge. So we had to work around that, so this is kind of an hacky fix, you could say. We basically get both the soup and stop him from talking, but you do need to talk to him twice in order to make it work. So yeah, it's a little bit of a hacky fix. We're gonna figure out something better at some point, but it's working, and I think it's not really that big of an issue. So yeah, it seems like Floa got the digging mitts as well in Elden. So Elden is definitely a good call, apparently, which is very nice for Floa here. He got, so if anyone wants to track that on, is it tracked? It might be. Oh, it is. Yeah, nice. Nice. So yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, for everyone who's wondering, Favor's Courage is the green song. Beetle for Kickcart, as well here. Interesting. There are a lot of stuff here. That's definitely, you're gonna see a lot of different movements here by other people. I still think going for Fair would have been probably the smarter choice, but Elden does have a lot of stuff, so it seems like maybe Elden is a smarter play if you know where stuff is. Yeah, the backward slide is faster. Nevu's Wisdom for Floa, that's the blue song. It's probably not too important. Nice. Okay, so for Nevu's Nevu's Wisdom, sorry. Nevu's Wisdom is not important. So we're not gonna have to go to that trial. There's nothing important there. So Ferrer seems to have something important. Nevu's Wisdom not. So that's good to keep in mind. And for our runners as well. Yeah, so we're gonna see Gymnast continuing the Pure Trees quest. He's definitely want to get the check early, and it might be something important. So we're gonna see that. Oh wow, sword in, wow, that's 2 sword upgrades very early on. That's gonna be a nice seed here. This seems like a very nice seed. Normally the swords are very scattered and often can be the last thing you're searching for. So it's good to know that 2 swords upgrades are very early on. It's probably also important to mention that there are 4 sword upgrades in the game, but we only need 3. There is the True Master Sword, which if you find it is very useful because it's a lot faster for the endgame stuff and in general fighting bosses and stuff. So, 5 crystals from Paro, nice. So that was vanilla, guess. Vanilla check from Paro. At least halfway, but well, maybe French vanilla since it's normally the bottle and the second one is the 5 credited crystal. So yeah, there's 1 extra sword, but you only need Master Sword in order to reach the past. So there is technically 1 extra sword, so it could be that 2 people find different swords and have different go modes, which I think is also very interesting. What are song hints? Basically the songs themselves, if you click on them on the inventory screen, or if you look at the text when you get them, they tell you either if the song have something important, or the trial item is something important, something progressive, that gives you more checks, or if it has something that's useless. Yeah, but for example, it could be something like another song, for example. Like the one trial could have another song, and that song leads to not an important check, right? The game would still think, okay, it's a song that's definitely important to get more checks, but then you'll get the song, you'll be like, oh wait, that song leads to nothing, so the hint kind of tricked me there. So basically it checks like every item that's important for getting something new, right? So for example, I don't know what another good example would be. I guess another good example would be something like you get the rattle, right? But the rattle leads to nothing important. The game still thinks the rattle is important, but you'll end up not having anything from that. So hints are fast approaching. Starting with song hints here was probably easy ways to get them in. We'll probably add the ability to get hints from gossip stones. I'm also going for the 30 crystal reward here. Oh wow, another raid. Thanks for the raid, guys. We're having a randomizer showcase, which is all over the place. Everyone doing something different. Very enjoyable right now. Just as a short recap. Skyward Sword Randomizer, you all know what a randomizer is. In order to beat the game here, you need 3 sword upgrades to get the Master Sword. You need the 2 required dungeon speed, which in this seed is Skyward and Fire Sanctuary. At least that's the settings for this one. There's obviously different settings you can do. You have to beat the 2 required dungeons, and you have to get the harp in order to raise the Gate of Time. Picking up a beetle with a beetle level log. That's very cool. That's very stylish. So getting the hook beetle early as well. Wow, this seed is opening up quickly, which on one hand is good, but on the other hand also might be difficult to figure out where to go next, because basically everything is going to be open soon. Yeah, so for hitting vines and like switches and stuff, you basically just need something that can like go extend from your hand. I mean, even your sword can hit vines and stuff. So you really not always require. So in order to enter Skyview, for example, you just claw shots would be fine in order to hit the crystal above the door. Claw shots in general is very nice in Skyview, although it's normally not. You normally don't have it in Skyview. But there's a lot of vines there just because of the theme of the dungeon, right? So that allows us to skip some sections, like the whole water racing section. We can skip that. With that. So I assume, so yeah, right, they don't have harp, right? They didn't go for Elden Force. The only one having harp right now is Floa, so they can't do the Fair Trial, although the Fair Trial might be important. Gymnast doing more Skyloft stuff. Getting the rattle early here. Oh, digging mitts on the rattle check. So since I'm pretty sure Floa did not get the rattle, we do know where magma mitts are because Floa already got digging mitts in Eldin. So that's very interesting. Magma mitts is not too useful, but it's important for Fire Sanctuary actually, which is a required dungeon. So never mind me. Floa forgetting that he's a claw shot. He could have just claw shotted over here. Instead, he's going a little bit slower route here. It's sometimes hard to remember what the items you have, which you normally don't have. Claw shots here is really nice to get just over here. Seems like Skyward stuff is... I mean, magma mitts might not be required. We're not certain. I mean, there's not too many checks behind magma mitts. It is possible to skip magma mitts in Fire Sanctuary with a lot of RBMs, but it's only might be possible because there are still some checks in the dungeon where you are required to have magma mitts. So, if the boss key, for example, is behind these checks, or if one of the other magma checks out there in the game are important, then magma mitts is definitely required, and doing Skyward stuff is gonna be something everyone's gonna do. Seems like Block is on his way to the Skyview Temple here, trying to get Cube Orb. Cube Orb, basically we get our Skyward Strike to face upwards, and that allows us to hit the cube, and that's gonna teleport us. Oh boy, Beatrice noises. I'm not sure which sound you're hearing right now, but Beatrice is just so funny sometimes. And as much as I am annoyed of routing Beatrice, I could never say no to her once the final thing happens. It's just so mean if you say anything that's like, it's like no. She's so sad. Could never. I could never say no. It's just like, I don't know if anyone has ever like done like the mean talks, but she's like totally dead inside. It's very sad. I do the mean. Yeah. Level up getting another 5 credit crystals. A lot of credit crystals going around. It seems like the single crystals might have been skippable in this seed, so anyone that has skipped the single crystals is in good shape here. It seems like there's a lot of credit crystals all over the place, and we're not requiring the single crystals, so that's very pog. Jimbonged, nice. So let's hope for Jim that something important is behind Beatrice, because if not, and the other runners skip Beatrice, he might be a little bit behind. So, well, I also not sure if you want Beatrice to have something, but depends on who you're rooting, I guess. Oh yeah, well, luckily Skyview can be completed without getting the small key in the first area, but still. Where did KitKat get bombs, actually? Did he do something that Laplock didn't, I guess? I assume so. Because bombs would have been nice for Skyview. You can just bomb away the barriers at the start of Skyview. Very nice. You can skip this room where Leplock is going in right now. Yeah, I assume if he had bombs, he would have used it here, so that's why I was wondering. Because you can bomb away the boards, the shortcut boards at the start. I assume Leplock. Oh, Leplock skipped rescue in the Kikuits. That makes sense, because it is technically, considering that finishing Skyview actually saves Machi. Skipping Kikuits here might actually be the better play. So that's just something the game actually does. It's not something we have implemented in the randomizer. It's just something the game does because it actually moves Machi to the deep woods and places him on the map. And placing him on the map actually makes him basically located. So I think that's Very nice choice here by Lepalog. Also going for the swag roll, getting it, but then going too far, unfortunately. So you can go through these spiders if you're doing it correctly. He showed it there, and he shows it again. He does not need to raise the water, so I'm not sure why he is raising the water. Colossians does actually allow him to skip raising the water here. But again, there's a lot of things to keep track while you're randomizing. He's probably thinking about what's he gonna do next. Not thinking about nice jump right there. Kickout also entering Skyview here, and Gymnast. Was Peertree's? I didn't quite. Oh, giving full off. What did Peertree's give? Damn it, I missed it. Just a heart container, I guess. Since he's giving off bow. Jeez, all the items. Right from the start. So let's see if he remembers to use claw shots here. Yeah, he does. So that basically skips all of the borrowing raising stuff. You can just use claw shots to reach what you're normally supposed to reach at the end here. Very useful. Claw shots is in general very cool in Skyview, I think, and in Ancient Cistern as well. Both these dungeons have like vines just for aesthetics purposes, because normally you're not supposed to have the claw shots. But if you have the claw shots, they're just... You can just go ham on them. On these dungeons, skipping a lot of the puzzles. So let's see if Kitcut does not remember that he can use bombs to break the shortcut, unfortunately. Small key here, so no bit warp required for Lepalog. There's one check he cannot get right now here in the first half, and that is the digging mids spot. Which is... Double trying. I think you need a drum slash. Yeah, there we go. Which you need like the digging mitts, obviously. So that could be the boss key, which would be very bad. Because if they are the boss key, then Lepalog and Kitcut are very behind. But if not, then this play was a good play. So we're going back to Academy, getting the single crystals. Very interesting choice. I think he has a lot of crystals already. But he might just have them filled up for 30, because he doesn't know that there are so many crystal drops out here in Farron. And that there's like 5 on Lumpy and stuff. I assume he has not been there. Gymnast also getting the harp now here. Floa starting the paper, the Colin's Leather side quest. I think you got leather in Elden, so that makes sense. So Gymnast also having Magma Mitts now is definitely gonna be an interesting thing here. We have not seen Fire Shield Earrings, which is one of the more required items, and it doesn't unlock much, so this might seem like a fast seed right here, but having one Sword Upgrade and Fire Shield Earrings still not been found here could mean they're quite deep into the sea here. Yeah, the letter quest, you know, you call him always. It's so sad. I mean, he's kind of a mean guy, you know, like he somewhat deserves it, but it's still pretty harsh either way you go. With the letter quest. But oh no, it's just a harp check. Yeah, it's not a letter quest. It's just get a harp. You need harp in order to get the Colin's letter here, or what's normally supposed to be Colin's letter. But apparently Colin has a monster horn. He wants to give Corain. I'm not sure if Corain likes monster horns, but sure. Also Ridge Gym, yeah. We've not seen many wallet upgrades, not that it is important or anything, but we've not seen any of them. So, so far I'm not sure if anyone has gotten the boss key here in Skyview. I also wonder if people decide to skip the leftmost room. So far we have not gotten maps, so as you're maybe familiar with other randomizers, there are some checks in the dungeons that are definitely not required to beat the dungeon, and you know that they're there. So other games, it's normally the compass and the map. In Skyward Sword, it is just a map, because the compass and map has been put into one item, which is just a map. So if you get all the checks and there is no map and you still have one check left, you can just skip that check. By the way, Lepalog, seeing the cool, hopefully he'll remember that he has to go up the stairs in order to reach. Oh, Bosky right there, nice. So he has to go up the stairs here in order to reach that, but yeah, I think this also might work if you're really close. Yeah, it did work. But going up the stairs here is a little bit more nice here. As you can see, we can just skip one part of the puzzle here to just clash it up here. Very cool. Gymnast going through Elden. We know Elden has a lot of good stuff, so that's definitely a good decision here. It's gonna make Farron a little bit faster. Gymnast is definitely prepared for a longer seed here, because he did a lot of the slow checks. So if this seed is going to go longer, he's gonna have an advantage. If this seed is fast, however, he's gonna have a little bit of a disadvantage. So very much depends on the seed here, if it's gonna go quick or not. So far though, Lepalog and Kikot are not blocked out of beating Skyview. That's very nice. Very important for them. Otherwise they would be behind by a lot. To be fair, there's only one check they couldn't have gotten, so I think this was a fair gamble here. I don't think Lepalog has gotten the map yet, so he might be trying to skip the left side, which he can do. So you can, like, the left side is very far out of the way, and if you don't, you can try to skip that room by just hoping that there's map there. But if you do get map somewhere, that might be unfortunate. It's important to note that map can also be on the boss, so that would be very unlucky, because it's difficult. You have to go like all the way back in. Gonna have to reset. Whole race is doomed. Oh my god, what's going on? No circles. Oh no. Not like this. Well, I guess it's just a bad sign, guys. I'm not sure what to say here. Not even I can, like, make this any better, guys. It's gonna be a very doomed race. Maybe the others can get it back. Who knows? You just need one circle and then we're good, I think, in general. Seems like Lepalog does still go for the long check here. I'm not sure, maybe he got map somewhere and I missed it, which is very likely. Then this is definitely the right call here. Someone off stream is gonna win. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. There's some good runners that are unfortunately not on the restream, because there is a limited amount of people here, and it's not possible to switch out people just because of tracker stuff. You know, we don't know what these people have. I mean, we could guess, but it's not really much of a point to that. So we will be sticking with these 4 runners. All talented people, so I think we're gonna be good here. So, Jim activating Spirit early, I think that was a smart choice. Spirit could very likely have something, because this check is open from this, like, it's basically open because it gets claw shots right away. Elden has demon bits, so Spirit is very early open here. But there's a lot of stuff open, so it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Definitely a good thing to get it though now. Might not be good to deliver it right away, but it might be smart to get it. I think there's 11 races right now, yeah. At least 11 people in the race room. There might be people still running the seed, which is totally possible. You can replay the seed if you want to. The seed and stuff is all in the Discord, and you can probably ask if you don't find it. So if you wanted to, you could just replay the seed, or you could start playing with these people here, running the race right now. Definitely all possible if you wanted to. It's a nice thing about Rando. So I did not quite see. Oh, the map was at that chest. That is very unfortunate right there. So I guess he could have skipped it. But again, it's a hard choice. It can still be on the boss, and if it is on the boss, it's a huge time loss because you have to go back into the dungeon. Because you can't leave the boss room after you entered it. So you have to go all the way, finish a dungeon, leave again, like enter again, go all the way down here, and then go to the check. So I think the items we definitely have to look out for is the fire shield earrings in this seed. It's gonna be the one item that's most important for everybody here. I think digging magma mitts and everything else can be gotten very easily. The sword upgrades also seem to not to be too bad. We definitely have to look out for fire shield earrings in this seed. Whoever gets fire shield earrings first has a good chance of winning the seed. Okay, Gymnast doing a nice side hop into the void right there. So just so you know, guys, the heart container is the wrong model. So it's just like a mystery pack basically. You don't know what you get when you see the heart container because it's actually not showing the item. Instead of like what normal freestanding items does. So you're not sure what item you're getting from a boss. Just because of some limitations we had. But I think it's actually a nice feature. I think it's cool to not know what you get from a boss until you pick it up. Let's see what the last check here is. The heart container seems to be just a smaller heart container, but with being a heart piece. Oh my god, Amber Tablet on Skyview. Wow. Bow and Amber Tablet on Skyview. Definitely very interesting Skyview here. I mean, bow is not technically required, but bow is still very nice. But Amber Tablet might be required. I mean, honestly, Amber Tablet might be completely useless as well. But yeah, it is somewhat. I would call it French vanilla, I guess. Could also say that. I don't know if you can say that with that as well, because it's technically a tablet. But yeah, Lanayru is definitely. I mean, fire shield earrings could be in Lanayru, but it could also be something else. I'm doing very good, thank you for asking. I'm trying to drink enough and still talk. There's still 4 runners playing different games right now. Feels like almost. That's the nice thing about Rando. But it's also difficult. It seems like a Gymnast decided to deliver the crystal right away. I'm not sure if I like the choice, because he might go back with more stuff, but I think he did a lot of Skyward stuff already, so I think he probably is like, well, I'm not gonna get much out of going there any time else. And he still has the leather check from Colin, which we know is bad, but it's still something he has to consider right here, so that's important. It seems like Floa is finally starting these Spirit chests check, but we now know that the Spirit quest is very bad. But Floa doesn't know, so he's gonna go for it, obviously. So right here you see Machi right there on level logs, and so that means that Machi is rescued, right? Because she's now here. Or he, sorry, is now here. Or they, whatever, I don't know. Don't want to assume anything, right? So now Machi is actually rescued, and he only has to rescue the rest of the Kikuis in order to get the slingshot check, which we know is very important, being bombs. Kiko going back to Skyloft. I mean, he has some Machi they them icon. I mean, after all, it's a Kikui. Who knows if there's even like if that even has a gender? Maybe they, you know, don't want to assume anything here. But I think they're just cute. That's what we can all agree on. They're cute. So yeah, so as you can see, normally you wouldn't see these kikris until you have rescued Machi, because that's what the game does normally. But now that he beats Skyview, all the kikris appear, so that's very nice. I think we're going a little bit too deep on the questions here on the kikri. I think they just exist. I think we'll call it a day there. I think we'll call it a day. Yeah, cubes are disabled because cubes make the seed very long often. I think it's very fun for casual randomizer, but for a race it sometimes is a little bit iffy because it does require a lot of back and forth to the sky, which can be a little bit annoying. Wait, really? It has information on the kikri production? Not that I'm interested. Asking for a friend. No, but in all honesties, that's something very stupid. But sure. So yeah, Jim is getting the check here, as I said, but we know it's not important because Colin really likes his monster horn and he thinks it's a very nice thing for Karain. Oh, it's evil crystal, right? Another time where the RNG just changed the item there. Very funny. It's an evil crystal for Karain though. I think that's an even worse present. Like, imagine getting like a evil crystal. And it's like, yeah, I love you. Here's an evil crystal for you. It's definitely not a good choice, Colin. Definitely not a good choice. Yeah, so treasure. Normally there are two different type of treasures. Either rare treasure or there's normal treasure, and depending on what treasure it is, you have like different treasure. It's like 3 different ones. Okay. Well, I think it must be like a mystery how kikris reproduce. Do they even have? I mean, well, we don't know. We don't know. We shouldn't. I should not think about it. I don't know why I'm thinking about it now. Chat is making me think. So Jim is getting more checks. Jim should probably be close to having all Petro's checks, so that's good to have after the list. Petro has not been too kindly though. My chat makes you think. That's the worst time for sure. Yeah, so Lebelock getting the bomb bag. And he can get like a few more checks here right away because bombs do unlock some stuff here. Which is this check here, which is a bottle, and then the one behind Erler, which is the one in the grass, the kikri. Yeah, KitKat found the bottle right there where Lebelock just picked it up. Convenient that it just happened, but yeah. Jim is going finally to Farron. The good thing though is that he's going here so late, he actually can get the harp check right away here, so the other runners have to go back to Farron for this one, but Gymnast can basically combine it because he already has harp from going to Elden first. That's definitely good here for him. And I mean, harp check might be fire shield earrings, who knows? And that would be huge. Another thing we're looking out for is a another sword upgrade. It's very interesting that we have so many items already, because Fire Sanctuary normally is probably one of the hugest requirements for any dungeon. First of all, you need pouch, but we'll start with it, so that doesn't matter. you need bottle. Yeah, nice sounds by the way. No. Stupid Grooze man. Being angry Grooze. So you need pouch. We have already from the start. We need bottle. We need hook beetle. You need magma mitts, and you need claw shots. You can go. The thing is, you can use bit to skip all the requirements except for fire shield earrings, bottle, and pouch in order to reach the dungeon. But it depends on where the boss key is. That's as Jim pointed it out in the chat right there. By the way, very nice guy, Jim. Call out for him. He did the emo tracker. Very nice. Very useful. Just so you guys know, he definitely has a lot of knowledge as well. Very helpful. So it very much depends on the boss key if you require these items. But having the you normally want to go into the dungeon with the items, right? Because it's a huge gamble to go in without them. Because you might just have to do a double trip, which is even worse, right? So it's nice to see that there's a lot of items already in our inventory, so we don't have to worry. Wait, what was Ball of the Goddess? Ball of the Goddess? Was it vanilla? Wow. That's vanilla. Yeah, we know about the sword because of the other people. Ball of the Goddess though does open up Thunderhead. I'm not sure if you want that. There's so much open already. A little bit scared. I think like everything is open at this point. I mean, Whip is not in the inventory, so I guess a few things are still like off, but like the huge areas are now open, I guess. Byloside is open, which is Monka S. So yeah, that's definitely something. So we know Patrice is not important, so K-Cut is doing something that is not required by right now, but he does not know, obviously. Jim is going out already. Oh boy. Well, he's going for it. He's going for Byloside. He's not even finishing. He's not having anything. He's like, nah. I'm going right for the guy here. Very interesting choice, definitely. That's a very long check. So it's a big gamble. I'm definitely surprised. But I mean, if this is something, I mean, he could be finishing hours before the others because they might just delay Levi's as long as they can. Because it's a common thing to delay some of the longer checks in order to, like, you know, get the important parts. Again, if it is a sword upgrade or fire shield earrings, this is insane. It's an insane play for sure. But if this is nothing, then, well, we don't want to talk about that, right? He does have a good sword, though. He has already 2 sword upgrades. So the fight is not going to be too long. You don't want to fight the Byloside with practice sword, I can tell you that. So we know Farron has a lot of important things. Thing is, Jim doesn't even know that the Amber Tablet is in Farron, so for him maybe not that much stuff is open, so he's like, well, Thunderhead has a lot of stuff, so let's go there instead of finishing Farron. But Farron has a lot of good stuff, but he obviously doesn't know that. But yeah. Yeah, tornado right there. Yeah, so the Loftwing speed is very much increased. We'll be working on it to make it a little bit better. Currently it's a little bit hard to control. So sometimes Tornado can catch you. It's not really Jim's fault, I would say. It's mostly the Loftwing speed just getting insane, and it making it be very hard to dodge Tornadoes sometimes. But still, oh boy. Yeah, it definitely gets fast. We'll be working on it to make it more easy to control, for sure. At least that's a plan for the future. There's a lot of stuff we want to add. Of course, we have also been adding a lot of features that are not used in this race particular. So if you want to check out, you can do so. You can just join the Skyward Sword Discord, Skyward Sword Randomizer Discord. Yeah, Beatrice is just a hard piece, a hard container. Sorry. Oh yeah, K-Card seems to have some buffering. Okay, it's not only my. Okay, good. It's not on my end. Nice. I was scared for a second. I guess he's like, he's like raged. Beatrice giving me a hard piece, a hard container. What's this? And then just raging. So yeah, well, again, luckily Violet's side is not the worst with his sword, so I'm just reloading here, so chat is gonna be off for a second. Okay, now chat is back, so now we can say anything you just said and I didn't see. For Violet's side, by the way, there is a little trick where you can land on him early, and by that you can actually attack him, like hit the hole at the right spot and make him go outside, and you can actually attack him then. No, we have only seen 2 sword upgrades so far. Master Sword is still in the dark. I assume Lanevery is a good point for it, probably. It's like the or Thunderhead, to be honest. Thunderhead is also a very possible place. So there's definitely some possibilities here. So it seems like Jim has finally beaten. Yeah, but you need the 4th version basically. Jim has got all possible swords we have known so far, and Floa has now as well. Not sure if Kid Cod has done. But I've done all the swords, but I think everyone has like. Well, actually on his trackers, I think that's something that's wrong on the tracker. I think he only supposed to have 3, not 4. So I think your tracker is wrong there. He's so I can see his tracker on the screen actually, and his tracker only displays 3. Also, Floa also they have Master Sword, but it didn't show on the back. They should have shown on the back. So I think someone. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. CSR starts with 2. Okay, sorry, then we're looking for 5. Beetle's Cage! Oh no. Oh no. Gymnast might go into a rabbit hole here. This might be bad, guys. This might be bad. Gymnast might go into a rabbit hole with this. Because if he like keeps following the check, it might just go deeper and deeper. Who knows? We don't know yet, guys. Maybe it's Beetle. Maybe Beetle just gives you another song. Who knows? Okay, good to know. That's it's just okay. So yeah, he's definitely gonna follow it. I mean, he already gambled on Levias here and on Thunderhead. I feel like he's definitely gonna go there again. I mean, it is could be something. It's just. I mean, it's something, I guess. But we still have a lot of stuff in Thunderhead. We shouldn't say anything yet. I mean, he does have all chests open here. So the chests inside the Isle of Songs, by the way, they get triggered by your sword, right? So got a sword means first chest open. Okay, Thunder Dragon Song. Okay, interesting. Second chest requires sword upgrade, which is the long sword, and the white sword opens the last chest. And since Jim got all these sword upgrades, he can get all the checks here. Very nice. One trip. Okay, Thunder Song. We don't want to see that. I think it says on the collection if you collect all 3 if it's important or not. Odin's Power. Not too important, I think. Okay, thanks for reminding. Okay, so I guess Parent Trial is the only one that we know of that might be required as a trial. But only just might be. Would be huge if Parent Trial has like 5 or something. then the hints very come in clutch there. Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait for the Stone of Trials to know what the Stone of Trials check is. Nice Floa trying to get the treasure, to avoid the treasure text, and then falling all the way down. Not like this. Luckily though, the Randomizer devs, I don't know who would ever do that, actually have prepared for the situation. Because he's actually soft block here. But what he can do is he can die, so he spawns up there, so it's not too bad. Luckily the Skyward Sword Randomizer devs have been planning ahead there. So there's basically no soft blocks anymore. Very, very few and very hard to reach. One of them is somehow filling up the item check and not getting pouch. That is a possibility. I mean, I don't know the Rando devs personally, so I'm not sure, but I mean, maybe. Yeah, the Rando has a lot of bomb flowers, mainly to allow for to not get be soft blocked, basically. Just like Flo was right there. There was not a good way to fix a soft block, unless death warping, and I think it's still a good decision there. And having bomb flowers in general is not bad, just because people can also refill their bombs, right? Which is also convenient. Jim is going for the Oriel check, so in order to rescue Oriel and get one check from her and one check from her brother, is to get the mushroom spores. There's a few locations you can get them. You can get them either in Farron or you can get them in the sky at that island right there.
Wow.
Someone found water scale. Yeah, Jim is definitely doing side quest %. People are going into Ellen. Interesting. Linnea is definitely like... I feel like Linnea has to have something. But I don't know, honestly. It would be so funny if Linnea is completely unrequired, honestly. That would be a funny seed. Yeah, once is in order to not get stuck just because of item requirements. Like you can reach, for example, just as Flo right there. Flo was able to reach the bottom of the great tree without scale and gust bellows because he had claw shots. But that's not what the game normally thinks. You have like it's not like the normal progression, and you can actually not go. You cannot leave the great tree if you fall down. And obviously we can't have that happen because having a soft block is not fun. So the solution we did... Oh, Leplock being big brain again. Picking up an item with the beetle right here. You can definitely see that Leplock is a randomizer dev. He definitely knows what he's doing with these. Something that probably a lot of people have not figured out yet. That you can do something like using the beetle right there. Nice bomb throw, first try. Wow. Good job on his side. It's a very hard bomb throw, by the way. If anyone of you has ever tried that, it's pretty hard. But I mean, it's cool. Okay, let's see. Beetle, are you nice? Oh boy, pause jump. And gas bellow. Oh no, it's going deeper. Oh no. Oh no. Gas bellows means another 2 checks. Oh no. Oh no, guys. It's gonna go longer. Oh boy. I swear. This is gonna keep going. So we have a Melara and the rattle check here. I mean, it's good or bad. We don't know. I mean, we just have to hope here. So yeah, it seems like he's gonna go for the rattle check first. For that, he has to go up the waterfall cave and dive down. Flower now entering Skyview here. He's gonna get the Amber Tablet at the end. Kirkot being in Lenabru. So far, I think Kirkot has been fine. Oh no, there's one tumbleweed. Okay, first check of the two. Here we come, Jim. Let's see what this is. So this has been unlocked by Gus Bellows, which is one of the few things. Okay, it's going down. Oh, it's a monster horn. Oh no. Okay. One of the two are out of the equation here. Jim does have water scales, so you can get the check here. Monster horn, definitely not what we want to see here. Gold rupee. Okay, we have Melara still. We still have Melara, guys. We still have Melara. So far, seems like Kirkot has not gotten too much out of Lenabru. Okay. Yes, there are only 2 Gaspelos checks outside of. Well, okay. To be fair, there are more, but there's the Grade 3 check as well. But since we have claw shots, we can circumvent. So basically, there's like double requirements, right? Where Gaspelos could be useful, but it isn't. That's just one of the things. Antro Randomizer actually has even more stuff where you can use Gaspelos, because Gaspelos can theoretically be useful in Skyview. If you don't have anything else to hit something, you can actually, in Skyview 2 I think, you can actually blow the explosive guys into the switches with Gaspelos, which is very funny. Okay, house is clean, guys. House is clean. Horse champ. A key piece. Oh no! Oh no! Not like this. A key piece. That's probably the roughest you could go. That's a bad one. So I mean, I guess that means Lenabru has the stuff we need here. I think that's most likely the case here. And I assume Fire Sanctuary then probably is empty from required, so we're probably gonna be go mode Fire Sanctuary, I assume, considering. I mean, Kirkot still needs to do Elden, but the good thing is though, doing Lenabru first is actually a good play by Kirkot, because he'll get his last sword upgrade while doing Elden and then he can finish up. But, I mean, it might just be fair and trial, guys. It might just be fair and trial. That's something we have not talked about yet. No one has done fair and trial yet. It is Skyview and Fire Sanctuary. Let's see if Loa knows how to use the claw shots here inside Skyview. Colin's ladder in the Thunder node. Fire node? One of the two. Okay, this looks like Fire node. So Colin's ladder here, definitely interesting. Kirkot just found Fire Shield earrings. Oh boy. So it is here in Lenabru. But, I mean, to be fair, it is a quick one to get. And he's still looking for one more sword upgrade. Without the one in Elden. So the question is the last sword upgrade here in Lenabru and he can reach it right now? Or is it somewhere else? So, definitely somewhat of a difficult question here. Because if the another sword upgrade is here, Kiko definitely is ahead right now. Because Elden, he doesn't know yet, but Elden will give him everything he needs to complete the game. He doesn't know at the moment. At the moment he's looking for a lot of things, but we know everything is in Elden right now. That includes Harp and a sword upgrade. So the only thing that he's in need right now is another sword upgrade. Otherwise he is good to go. I guess he doesn't... Oh wait! No, he's not even... Oh, he doesn't have... Right, he doesn't have mitts, so I guess Magma mitts requirement can make it bad for him. So if Magma mitts are required, then he still has some stuff to do, which is gonna be important for Jim and the others to catch up. So yes, that's correct. The requirements are Master Sword, which means 3 sword upgrades if you start with the Goddess Sword. And then Harp, in order to raise the Gate of Time, and then everything the required dungeons need. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, Fire and Trial is gonna get open here now. If this is a sword upgrade, that's good. If not, that's bad. I mean, again, it could be something like, I don't know, some of these rabbit holes again, where it's like... I mean, I guess Jim got all these side quest items, so there's not much to get here. But it could be Whip or something, which would not be very important. So I think the big question here is... I mean, the thing is, if the rest of Lanayru is not important, then Kikot is gonna waste a lot of time here, which is something that other people won't, right? Because he probably will go to Sansi, right? Because he doesn't know that Ellen has everything. Yeah, Harp Cancel a little bit rough here, but this time he's just gonna go for a normal song. But he can hear a nice song. Yeah, but it depends on if they're good. But Kikot is definitely gonna go for Sansi here. Another raid, let's go. Welcome raiders. We're playing the first showcase of the Randomizer from Skyward Sword. You're probably familiar with Randomizer, so I'm gonna skip over that part to quickly get you catch up here. Basically, the settings we have right here is the race mode, so unrequired dungeons don't have any items. We require 2 dungeons to have been beaten, which are random. In this seed, it is Skyview and Fire Sanctuary. So far, we're pretty good on the requirements here for these dungeons. Only thing is a little bit difficult is Fire Shield Earrings, which has only been found by Kikot so far. But Kikot has found other stuff not yet. So another thing you need to beat the game is the Master Sword, which requires 3 sword upgrades in total. We only have seen 2 so far, so 1 is still in the dark. And we need to Harp in order to open the Gate of Time. We're pretty... it seems like we're going at a decent pace here. Gymnast right now going for a little bit of a gamble here. The hint told him that Fair and Trial might has something you require, so... Fair and Trial might have something important. It's definitely a progressive item, so something that's gonna unlock new checks. The question though is if these checks are gonna be important or not. So this might be a rabbit hole here, but it might also be very important. We're not sure. The only thing that is very good that would be here is a sword upgrade, or something that leads to a sword upgrade. Kid got finding a tumbleweed, nice. So there's actually only 1 single tumbleweed in the game. The chests, like, obviously we just shovel the chests around, or at least for the most part. We try to shovel the chests around, and there's only 1 tumbleweed. So, it's very lucky to find that one. Floa getting the map here, we know that is not a good check to go for. He could have skipped this one, but he didn't know. Definitely some check you want to try to avoid here. Getting a map. Just as a normal randomizer map is not required, of course, so... avoiding that one is good. But he didn't know, so... that's that. Jim has played a few randomizers for sure. He did also play a lot of Skyward Sword randomizers in general. Skyward Sword in general, so he's very fast at everything. So let's see, guys. What is this? So I have checked the seed briefly to make sure everything is okay. I've not gone into deep. Okay. I mean, technically it could be important. Technically the Skyloft Trial can be important. For what if the Skyloft Trial is actually a sword upgrade? So in order to get the finished Song of the Hero, you need the three parts. So far he has 2 parts. But he's getting there. The moment we get the 3 parts, we will know if it's important or not, because the hint is going to tell us if there's something that is required. It is important to note that there's 1 extra sword upgrade in the pool, because normally there's a true Master Sword. So even if there's a sword in Skyloft Trial, it might not be a required one. That might not be required because there is another sword. But it could also be that the true Master Sword is behind a Master Sword check. There is only 1 Master Sword check in the game, but it's still possible that true Master Sword is there, which would be very funny. Okay, it seems like he's finishing off with Desert, and so far he's not gotten another sword upgrade, so that's very interesting to see. I wonder, because we've seen a lot of locations now, there's not going to be much place. I mean, I guess Volcano Summit could be a place for the last sword upgrade. So there's that, right? I mean, Volcano Summit, there's still some checks there. Especially a Magma Myths check, which also could be bad for KitKat because he does not have anything. Okay, never mind. Lanero is where it's at, okay? So if KitKat knows what the others got, then he could have just now leave. Okay. I guess he's leaving. Interesting. I mean, if he goes to Elden, I mean, that's GG, of course. I'm just a little bit surprised. I thought he would go for Sansi, since he has no idea where stuff is, but I guess, Oh, I guess he delivers the party wheel? KitKat got and the sword upgrade, so we now know where 4 of the 5 sword upgrades are. Just as a reminder, there is another sword upgrade somewhere in this seed, so it might not be required, but it's definitely required to go to Lanayru anyways, because we know there's Fire Shield earrings there. So yeah, when KitKat goes into Elden, he's basically finishing the seed. Like, he has everything he needs. Fire Shield earrings were in Thunder Node, if I remember correctly. In order to beat Fire Sanctuary 100% for 100%, like if you need every check, because one of the checks is like the boss key is very badly placed, then you need Magma Myths, Hook Beetle, Claw Shots, Pouch, Bottle. So something that is missing for KitKat, which is, it could be something. I'm not saying this is over, for sure. If Magma Myth is required for Fire Sanctuary, then KitKat is not in go mode technically, I guess, because there's only 1 Myths in Lanayru, and there's only 1 Myths in Elden, and another Myths is side quest stuff, if I remember correctly. So I think Jim got that by doing side quests. Not the leather one, but the other side quests. True, 1 check also requires bombs, I guess. You have claw shots, you can skip the Gospel's requirement, if I remember correctly. For 1 check. Or where else could you? I don't think you need it anywhere else, as far as I remember. But there might be some weird thing. Yeah, the tracker here is a custom made for Skyward Sword, so thanks to Trust for that. Very nice, and so we're able to show this a little bit more concise, because a lot of items are obviously not important for the run. Leblock doing a trial as well here. He knows it has might having something, but yeah. We now know that this leads to a dead end here. I mean, there might be another sword upgrade on Skyloft Trial, but it does not sound like a fast way to get the last sword upgrade, so... this is definitely not something that's required here for Lepelog. So, winning right now seems like KitKat has a good chance of winning. I mean, it's still rando. So... he doesn't have the information we have. He might just go back into Lenevu and do Sansi. He might just do, I don't know, a lot of other stuff. He doesn't have Thunderhead open, so he can't do Thunderhead stuff. So it's either Lenevu, Elden, or Skyloft for him right now. So there's a good chance of him continuing here for good. But if Margomit is not required for Fire Sanctuary, then KitKat has a very good chance of getting ahead here if he does the right choices. Because we know what Elden has, and Elden has all the things you need, basically. But he doesn't know that. Just we know that. Because we've seen other people get the items. So yeah. Definitely a fast seed though. We're not... It's interesting that it's so fast, because Fire Sanctuary normally means a very slow seed, but this is definitely a very impressive speed here. To be fair though, we don't know how long these people are gonna like do other stuff. But we've seen all the items that are required to beat the game, which is definitely interesting. Normally the swords are a little bit more annoying. It's very nice for a showcase, I think. So yeah, Lepelog getting also a part of the Song of the Hero here. He's not gotten the one in Thunderhead, so this is his first one. Okay, KitKat getting some patrol rewards here. And crystal dowsing, very important, crystal dowsing. The gym is in Skyview right now. Lead appears to be KitKat, but it depends on if Magma Mitz is required or not for a Fire Sanctuary. If Magma Mitz is required for Fire Sanctuary, then KitKat is not that much ahead, because he still has to do stuff. I'm not sure, I think the Scallop Mitz probably has been behind... What was that? Something that was available quite early. It's not... I don't think it was a rattle check. I'm not sure actually. Might be the rattle check. It's the only thing I can think of, at least, that's somewhat elusive here. Definitely was early. I mean, all are in for it if Magma Mitz is required, I would say. I mean, Lepelog going for Lake Floria. We have not seen anyone go for that, although, I mean, I guess it's not... I guess it's open, yeah. If he is Slingshot. Oh, he's Beetle, never mind. So yeah, it's no one's going for Lake Floria. It's very interesting. KitKat going for Elden, so we're gonna see if KitKat's gonna win here or not. So we're gonna see if KitKat's gonna win here or not, but he's definitely in a good chance. I'm interested that he's not gone for Sansi, and he's not gone for Lake Floria as well. Definitely interesting choice here. I mean, it works out in the end. Definitely gonna ask him later what his thought process was here, because there was a lot of stuff he could have done after he was finished with the lane in there. Although I understand that getting Fire Sheet Earrings does lead him towards going into Elden. I mean, This is very fast. Normally this is not as fast. I mean, we have been testing this for a little bit, and it's been over 3 hours, or at least between 2 and 3 hours for the most part. This is definitely a very quick seed. Being below 2 hours, very unexpected. I mean, I'm also a fan of free dungeons. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But from our testing, we didn't want to let it go too long, and oh yeah, right. He doesn't have whip or bellows, right? He does not have gotten a lot of stuff. That's very true. So I guess only Lake Floria would have been a choice here, and going for Elden then makes a lot of sense because Elden just has more, right? So, I mean, with other settings, we normally have been gone over like 2 hours for the most part. But I guess this one is a little bit faster here. I guess the dungeons is definitely something you can think of. They've gotten a lot of stuff early, all the requirements mostly, right? So it's hard to tell. This is definitely a fast seed here. He's getting Master Sword here, and he's gonna get Harp right away. It's definitely gonna be insane for Kid Copy because he didn't know, but we already know. But he's like Master Sword into Harp, basically getting all the required items. That's like a huge one, right? Yeah, Jim is getting his Amber Tablet, French Vanilla here. If I were Kid Cut, I would just go for it, right? I'm not sure if he realizes that he has everything. I would just skip everything in my path because this is who's the commentator rooting for? I'm rooting for a fun race, honestly. I'm hoping that everyone is gonna be edge to edge, is what I'm hoping here. So I guess I'm hoping that Kid Cut is gonna have a little bit more trouble here. Because I want him to have it interesting, but I don't mind him winning, and I mean there could still be a lot of interesting. I mean there's still second place, right? But yeah, I definitely think. I mean the best thing for him would have been just going around. He doesn't have to enter the magma turf. There's a shortcut he can open with bombs, which he has. Leblock get whip. Oh, I assume he turned in. Lops. No. It is Olo he turned in, and I assume that just gave him the whip. That's bad for him because we know whip is not required. And he might have the wrong impression here and goes into Sansi. So, whip was in Floria, that makes sense. Yeah, Flora also going for the wrong trial. Unfortunately. It seems like German has a good chance of second for sure, but there's still a lot of runners. I'm not sure how we're gonna do that. I think we can probably switch someone in once Kid Cut is finished, since there's so many other people here. I assume if we just don't load their music, like they might be talking, but if we don't load their music, it should be fine to switch them in, just to see. Because we have enough racers to get another third-person view. We don't have to have the tracker. I mean, at that point, most people have all the items everyone has. Who gets interviewed? I mean, good question. I don't mind having everyone come on here, if they want to. So yeah, everyone who wants an interview. So now it's the big question, is MIDS required or not? That's the big question here. So yeah, a lot of cutscenes skipped here as well because they were just so annoying. I couldn't deal with them anymore and deleted all of them. I mean, the random deaths, deleted all of them. No idea who these guys are that developed this. Also important to note, we have removed the big flames as well as the waterfall in front of Ancient Cistern. Just because we needed desperately to cut down the requirements for Ancient Cistern and Fire Sanctuary. There's just too much already. So this was the solution here, getting rid of the big flames and the waterfall. It's just a lot of annoying stuff, like the whole killing the water dragon and having to do the escort. It's just all annoying, so we just thought there was no use. One of these, yeah, I don't know who these random devs are. So the end of the game, as Jim mentioned, is one in prison fight, in prison 2, which normally is required to open the gate of time. There is an option to skip in prison 2, but that's not what we're running because in prison 2 is a skill-based fight. It's very nice to do. So we kind of see Kickard finally do some back in time here. Skipping the magma myth, he's gonna have to do some stuff. I'm not sure if he knows all the possible ones here. There's a lot of stuff you can do in Fire Sanctuary with it. Seems like he's going for a... Maybe he goes for a statue RBM or he goes for the bit warp. Seems like he's going for the bit warp here right away. Very interesting choice. I think it would have been better to do to open the boss. It would have been good to open the what's it called? Boss key chest. Sorry, I missed the words there. So yeah, and then it's the end game. It was skipping on the end game as well. So the end game is basically just Horde, Girahim, and the mice. Sorry for it's a little bit hard. Okay, going for pillar jump right there. It's a pretty hard jump. I'm not sure what he's doing right now because he has. I'm not sure. I mean, I know he's in go mode, but he still needs boss key, right? I mean, there's only one check. I mean, I definitely think this is the wrong choice here. He definitely should have done more setup. The question is if he knows all the setup, because again, it's very hard to remember all the stuff we can do. Genau. Yeah, so imprisoned, in order to trigger Imprisoned 2, you require a master, correct. That's just the normal trigger in the normal game. Where the game actually tracks Master Sword, we didn't have to put anything in. Just want to say, it's a vanilla requirement. The Master Sword is also required in the vanilla game in order to activate Imprisoned 2, which I think is a very cool thing. So we have like a actual reason to require the sword upgrades. Because otherwise it would have been like totally random. But the game actually checks for the Master Sword when targeting the Gate of Time. So I think that's very cool. As a requirement in general. Okay, okay, Kickard is the luckiest man alive. Has he read this? Okay, sure. Sure. I mean, sure. There was one check he could have gotten. He just gambled for one check. One check. He ignored all other checks he could have reached early on, and he just goes for one check. That's like stupidly lucky. That's like stupidly lucky. Like that's not even fair. I guess they say. I mean, I guess there is this saying that luck is with the stupid or something. I'm not sure if that's how English says the saying. But right there, he definitely did not the right choice in my opinion, but it did pay off, so I mean, at least for the decision I can call him that. I don't think he's cheating. Would be surprised if he's cheating. I don't think it's necessary for him to cheat in order to win here, so would be surprised. But the odds very low. I think, to be honest, what I think is the case here is he does not know what to do in Fire Sanctuary otherwise. I think he actually does not know any of the RBMs he has to do. So he just was like, okay, I know the bit warp, let's do the bit warp. I think that was probably the thought process on that one. Because I know Kickard doesn't know the RBMs for the most part. So he probably was like, okay, I have no idea how to get the other chests, let's just do the bit warp, it's the one I know. Nah, I'm not calling it stupid. It was more of a joke. I do consider the choice stupid. I do consider the choice to be stupid, to be fair. I do not consider him to be stupid. just to make sure you guys understand. I think the choice was stupid, but he is not. The RMs wouldn't be much different than old any percent. You wouldn't require activating the overworld statue, but yeah, definitely freeing the boss key chest and getting the bottle chest and getting the map chest and getting the second fire sanctuary chest should have been something you should have done. Oh well, Gymnast doesn't like Lanero, I think. I think he just doesn't like Lanero. Understandably, though. I mean, Lanero can be annoying from time to time, so. So yeah, KitKat, with that, has beaten all his required dungeons, and he can now go to the final gauntlet. Yeah, but I assume he just didn't know the REMs or anything, really. To be fair, KitKat is only running any percent, so it's somewhat understandable that he did not know quite what to do. So he probably just did the one thing he knew, and just hoped that it worked out. If you think about it, that makes it even more lucky, because he probably wouldn't have even known how to back it up if it wouldn't be the boss key. Which would have been funny to see. There was another sword! Again, as I told, there one extra sword upgrade in the game, which was on Gorko, so we know where technically True Master Sword is. So if KitKat wants to get True Master Sword, he could. You just need to get Battle of the Goddess and then go out out of the temple again. But he obviously won't do that. Definitely funny though. I mean, Gymnast might, and I don't know. I think Gymnast I assume he gets Fire Shield earrings and then immediately leaves. Which is my guess, because like he then has all the items, right? There's no need to look for the True Master Sword. But it could be that he gets that chest first, right? I think it was the Sand Oasis chest, which has the another sword upgrade. So, I mean, it is technically a check you get early, right? So, I'm not sure. Jim is doing so much side quest stuff. It's definitely crazy. Yeah, the vanilla Battle of the Goddess, KitKat is about to get the vanilla Battle of the Goddess here. He does need to raise the Gate of Time, so he needs to do this here. Yeah, the Battle of the Goddess check is required. So again, if he would leave the temple afterwards, he could get True Master Sword, but he obviously doesn't know that. Jim is still playing 100%. Muscle memory, right? Jim is actually doing the whole run blindfolded, and he's going only on muscle memory right now. That's why he's doing the 100% stuff. So yeah, seems like Lightblock has a good chance of getting second. By the way, he is in Lanero right now, and we know there is the Fire Shield earrings and a sword upgrade here, which is both the only things that Lightblock still requires. So I would say Lightblock is definitely second right now, but Gymnast is in Lanero as well now. So he doesn't even know what items he's getting. Yeah, he's hearing out the sounds of the items. You know, he's just spamming B to hear like if he gotten any items. You know, that would be insane. Actually, imagine someone like of any game playing randomizer blindfolded. That would definitely be probably one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Then, no, he has to reload because of the layer. So the thing is, after you watch the Battle of the Goddess cutscene, he has to still charge the Master Sword KitKat. You have to reload just because of the lag. Actually, no, you don't have anymore. We actually fixed that. I'm not sure why he left behind the temple area. Honestly, Did he even activate the fight? Okay, he's a little bit confused apparently. You do have to still charge the Master Sword in front of this guy with the get of time. Oh yeah, right, true. He does have to talk to this Skyview 2 Magma. Never mind. I was lying. He just entered Skyview without a scale, right? He got scale later. I'm not sure where you get scale, but I thought he had scale when he did Skyview, but he didn't. So that was my bad. I think here is actually where you get the Fire Shield Earrings, by the way, for Lepalog. And he's doing the Crazy Bracelet here, so let's see if he gets them. Oh boy. This is super close here. Very, very hard break slides. Nice, good job there. Yeah, he just didn't have scale. Then. Iron Gym. So yeah, again, I assume Gymnast is gonna leave after he gets Fire Shield Earrings. At least I would assume, because he has like he will know that he has Go mode. I don't think he'll miss that, but he still has a little bit to go because it is Thunder Node, if I remember correctly, where Fire Shield Earrings is. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's definitely. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna switch in some people that might have a little bit of a rougher time here. The sea did require all regions, so it's likely that everyone is kind of on the same pace. And it might also be that someone is actually where KitKat is, although I don't think, because he did an insane gamble with the Fire Shield, Fire Sanctuary, so I assume he's definitely in the head, probably. What's the requirement? So, requirements is Fire Shield Earrings, requirements is the 2 required dungeons beaten, which in this case is Fire Sanctuary and Skyview. You need Master Sword in order to open the Gate of Time, as well as Harp in order to raise the Gate of Time. For the 2 required dungeons, or to beat the 2 required dungeons, Skyview only needs some item that can hit crystals and vines, so that's pretty easy. But Fire Sanctuary needs an insane amount of items. We do know Fire Sanctuary, since we have seen where Boss Key is, only requires Claw Shots and Bottle and Pouch. So everyone has that currently. But Fire Shield Earrings, oh yeah, and Fire Shield Earrings is a problem. Yeah, so there is a trick there, as you can see, for staying on the head. Sorry for missing that. So you basically can do a very precise jump slash on the 3rd attack. You can check up on CSR, on strategies on the bosses. There you'll get more information on the trick. Basically skipping the cutscene of him throwing you off, and you can stay on the head, making Imprison 2 very fast. But it's more something for speedrunners and not casual players, and that is why there is a Imprison 2 skip option for people that might have some trouble with Imprison 2. Yeah, the Im2 thing is very difficult if you have not practiced it enough. Yeah, horde time now. So horde with Master Sword is pretty tricky. Mainly because the first barrier is difficult. And that's because the true Master Sword normally destroys the blocks of the Bokoblins. So normally if a Bokoblin blocks and you have the true Master Sword and you attack them, they'll lose their defense and they'll like struggle for a second. Yeah, that's the stool. But with the Master Sword, unfortunately with the Master Sword, the cover doesn't break and you have to work around that. So that is a little bit slow. So I assume Lepalok got Fire Shield Earrings. It's not been marked on a tracker though, but he's definitely since he's going to Elden, he's done everything in Elden except for Volcano Summit. He does have Fire Shield Earrings. So if someone on the tracker team would give Lepalok the Fire Shield Earrings, that would be nice. So Lepalok is definitely second here. I mean, I guess he can wait for a second and see if he's actually gonna use them. And see if he can enter Volcano Summit, he has it. But I mean, this is the only reason he's going into Elden here. Like, he's done everything else. So that would not make sense to go here. Please no side quests right now. But I mean, the party wheel side quest is so nice. You want to make the guy happy again, right? You're gonna make him get side quest percent, guys. Say quest percent. But we'll see. I'm definitely gonna ask Jim about the Levi's idea. It was definitely interesting to decide to go for Levi's after getting the Bell of the Goddess. Like, the guy is really he is really creepy, I agree. He is really creepy. And he's kind of a scam as well. Unless you're really good at diving, I guess, to be fair. Horde Skip is definitely a very cool trick. It's also not that difficult, you just kind of need to know the movement. I think, D-God, if you would just try it and practice a few times, you would get it easily for the rest of your life. But obviously there is a little bit of a commitment to practice stuff like that. It's not technically required. But I think it's just a little bit of practice you can get Horde Skip down for sure. At least, like, I mean, maybe not like 100% down, but like to a point where you can do it like here and there. And you don't have to just be lucky. Yeah. We just got a Magikarp. Yeah, Kikut is basically in the last boss, like... Unless someone else... Let's just check if someone has finished already. Okay, no one has finished already. So, Kikut is definitely... checking the other 11 races, Kikut is definitely the one that's gonna win, it's gonna be first. So, this is... here, Gymnast is gonna get the Fire Shield Earrings and then he's also in Go mode. So I guess a possibility here, just so you guys know, is that the endgame actually could be the like the difference here. If Lepalok does not get the Imprison 2 trick, Gymnast has a good chance of catching up. So, and I mean, if Gymnast knows about, like, the thing is, Gymnast is not gonna go for the True Master Sword, but if he does go for the True Master Sword, that's also another good time saver. But he obviously doesn't know, so he won't do that. Like, there's no way he does that. Spliced. I think Kikut is fine. I think it's very difficult to splice a random run. He's using the sheer power of UK land. That's correct, Tato. So Fire Shield Earrings, I think, is in the chest that's behind the gate, if I remember correctly. Or somewhere here for sure, though. So it should be around the corner for Jim. Lepalok entering Fire Sanctuary right now. So the thing is, Lepalok most likely won't go for... you know, he won't go for that check for quite a while. So that's also a thing, right? The Fire Sanctuary routing here could also be like a huge impact on the second place. Yeah, swords were very nice on this one for sure. Very early on, very convenient. All of them reachable. Like Sansi was completely not needed. Lake Floria was not needed. Thunderhead was not needed. Like there was a lot of stuff that was not needed in this seed. Comparably, like everything was in Elden and Faron Woods basically, and then the last two things were in Lanayru Desert. Like you could skip like all the bad things basically. Pretty insane. Yeah, Jim is now go mode obviously with the Fire Shield earrings. So he hopefully will realize that and just leave on the next statue. Kick out here on the final boss, coming out on time by the way for anyone who's still doing time. So 153. I know there's a lot of things, so there might be no one being able to stop the time, I'm not sure. Okay, we got it, nice. Oh yeah, I guess the time is a little bit different on the clock. GG for in the chat for sure. A nice sub too, yeah, definitely very good. And it seems like someone has joined me on the Discord. Hello.
Yo.
Yo, that was so the first thing I want to ask you is what was that fire sanctuary call to go for the only for one chest?
I think basically in my mind I was either I'd do it normally or I'd do the bit warp, and I was thinking, well, I mean, if the boss queue was in either staircase or vanilla, and I didn't do it, I'd kick myself. So I went and did the bit warp. I took that gamble, and my god, did that pay off! And so did all like
yeah,
all
that
the
was
other
definitely
gambles.
insane. The thing is, like, the boss key was still. You didn't have magma bits, right? Or did you have magma?
I had Boggle Mitch, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess it was just wrongly tracked. I guess that makes sense then, because I was a little bit confused. So I guess you gone for the 2 checks there. Yeah, definitely a very risky play. But I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering why I didn't do Sansi, it's because I had Fire Shield earrings and I was going, okay, well, I still need to do the Nehru.
Yeah.
And, Elden, I mean, and there's like, statistically, there's like, and like, as soon as I got like the, what was the item? As soon as I got the Mogwamit's, like, sword and harp, like, the harp was like, this cannot be a harp, there's gotta be a song, there's no way I'm this lucky, and I got the harp, I was like, oh, like, whatever.
Yeah, that was definitely very nice.
I was double checking my track, like, there's no way this is go mode, there's no way, but it was, so.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. The seat has a lot of regions where completely unnecessary, which is not a normal thing to see, so it's definitely a very quick C here, especially
This is incredible.
if you go only for the main regions here in this. Because every main region had like the things we needed basically, like that was all.
Yeah.
So it's like Faron Woods, I guess Sealed Grounds a little bit, Elden and Lanayru Desert.
Also, I don't know if that was apparent on the thing, but I was like, when I went to Sealed Grounds to do Imprisoned, I was kind of, I thought there'd be like a cut. Like, first of all, I ended and there were like no blue goblins. I was like, and then I like entered into the Sealed Temple. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't done hard yet. Like, they got it about the first thing yet, so that makes sense. And then I walked up to the thing and I expected a cutscene because it's been a while since I've actually finished a rando seed. And it didn't happen. I was like, this is, and I checked outside the blue goblins. So I was like, I can't have done the wrong like dungeons. I did the right dungeons, so I was like, is something broken? And I just did a spell. Oh god.
We just got rid of the cutscene before you charged the Skyward Strike.
Oh yeah. I was like panicking, like, have they done something wrong? But no, I just haven't finished a rando in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
All good though. You had a good lead here. So.
Yeah. I was not quite sure where Gymnast was. I knew he would be Horn My Tail, but I had no idea if he would be.
Yeah, so Gymnast was doing side quest percent for the most part.
I mean,
He's still
I
pretty
also,
good on the on Far Into the Seed, but he did like he got like he had Harp earlier, right? So he got Ball of the Goddess earlier. So he did Thunderhead, he did Levias. Levi's had the Beetle check, like the Beetle's cage. He did the Beetle's cage.
I think what I did, he did Farron first, right? He did Elden, right?
Elden first, yeah.
Yeah, I did Farron first. I think that was a huge decider because had I done Elden first, I would have probably done what Jim did.
Yeah, and doing Elden like last was like a big part, right? Because most people did like either Elden first or Elden second, so.
Yeah,
they couldn't just.
Yeah, I mean, both times I went to Farron and Lanayru, the reasons why I chose those over Elden was because they just had more checks. So statistically, they'd have more useful items, which, funny enough, didn't actually end up happening, but it still worked out.
Yeah. And I mean, in general, it's definitely like a good. I mean, Elden has also a lot of checks, but I mean, there's both are good. Like, there's a good reason to go to both areas.
Yeah.
Definitely lucky that it worked out for you the way it did.
Oh yeah,
good job
it was
on
like
that.
I made a lot of gambles, and all of them paid off in probably the best way you could imagine. I'm still trying to get my head around the seed. Like, oh my god,
Definitely crazy seed.
This
So
was
yeah.
insane. Yeah.
So I know that the streamer has a lot of stuff to do because he also has to track stuff. But I don't know if it's okay to switch someone in for kickout.
Also, I could help with tracking if you want. I've got nothing better to do for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, I think tracking is mostly over though. I mean, I guess Floa is still gonna get the Fire Shield earrings, but that's about it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Leperlock and Gymnast actually doing Fire Sanctuary. Normal way.
I'll just take the gamble and it works.
Yeah. Definitely though a good choice to go for the normal, in my opinion.
I guess normal would be better because I have more checks, but I was kind of that last small gamble was kind of pretty irrational, to be honest. It was like it didn't really have much to against. It was just kind of
I mean, especially
if I don't take the gamble, I'll kick myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Especially I think because you had already gotten pretty far.
Yeah, I could have fully cleared 5 times.
You could have known that you've been like so lucky, somewhat.
Yeah.
That you could have been like, okay, I've gotten a lot of items very quick. I could probably take my time with Fire Sanctuary and make sure I get the boss key quick. Like quick if it's like in a bad spot, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after all, it doesn't really matter. I think you would have won either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think
like looking at here, it's like I think again it was just Jin was doing Elden first instead of Farron first.
Yeah, I mean the big problem was just him doing like Levias and then not getting off Skyloft because there's so much side quests to do there.
There were a lot of side quests. I did Patrice as well. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people running. There were in total 11 runners. So there was me, Mario Runner, Leper, CJ, 64-bit Link, Exto, Flo, Muzu, Araxis, Gymnast, and 3.
Yeah, we can actually see CJ on here, and look at that. CJ is actually in contention right now. Definitely.
Where's he at, actually?
He is in Fire Sanctuary right now. I mean, he seems like he's doing normal Fire Sanctuary, so he is a little behind for sure. But if he would go for the gamble, which is still possible, he could still go for the gamble. We don't know. We know that he could pull ahead.
Yeah. Where were like all the swords as well?
So the last sword, I mean, you got all except for one, and the last sword is in Gorko's got as well. That's actually the one that Jim got. Jim actually didn't get the one that is in the Lenevre Desert.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I think because like one of the gambles I was really second guessing myself on was, do I skip Sandsea? Because it's like my playstyle is definitely try and clear out as much as I can regardless of stuff. But I think I definitely kind of made the gamble to skip Sandsea because I had so much in Elden. I think well, first of all, I would have probably got TMS if I hadn't skipped Sandsea. I think, and second of all, it was like
Yeah, I mean, after all, Sandsea is kind of slow. So
I was basically saying it was slow, and I had so much more stuff in Elden, like logically, or like with the probabilities and stuff. It's so much more likely things in Elden rather than Sandsea. So I just took that risk, and again, it worked out somehow.
But yeah, Floa doing Sandsea right here. Very interesting. I'm definitely. I'm actually not sure if Leperlock has Master Sword. I'm very confused because his sword on the back is not Master Sword.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just unless he got one in Fire Sanctuary. Although there
was no one in Fire Sanctuary. There were no. Sword upgrade did he miss then? How could he miss sword upgrade? Because everyone else was on the way. The one.
Everyone else has got sword upgrades. Yeah, on CJ's got white sword as well.
Yeah, why is CJ? Wait, what? Wait. I guess they just left Elden after they get Fire Shield.
Well,
yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess they left Lenevre. Sorry, I meant Lenevre. They probably just left Lenevre, I guess.
It was a kind of like it was in.
So then definitely Jim is definitely ahead. Then I sorry I missed that, guys. And I think the tracker also has it. No, the tracker has correct.
Tracker's fine. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, then I was wrong. The gym is definitely second.
How does Leper not have spiral charge? That was like one of the first things.
What? What doesn't he have?
Spiral charge.
Good question. What is spiral charge? Was
Where was that? I can't remember.
Verna was spiral charge, I think. It might have just not been tracked, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of this will not be tracked. I would suspect, which makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of things is just a little bit difficult to track. Like the Fern song is also something that Lepa had, but
I'm pretty sure like tracking this in the tournament would be easy because there'll be 2 people, not 1.
yes.
Or 4. 2 people, not 4. I mean, there's more than 1 people here. Yeah, I'm still struggling to get my head around that seed because that was an insane seed, genuinely.
Yeah.
It was.
I think like the crazy thing was that like this seed worked really well if you were to just not do the things that are slow, right?
Yeah.
If you just say everything is slow, I don't want to do like pure trees, the new mines, sand sea, Thunderhead, if like all the slow things, if you skip all of them, you basically get go mode.
Yeah,
which is definitely crazy.
I think that the reason why I got the time I did was because I made a lot of very uncharacteristic gambles, like skipping. Well, I guess skipping Sansi. Well, I mean that was that made sense. But like going for like Fire Sanctuary, Bitwarp, just like a lot of like these things where it's like normally my playstyle again is getting everything, but this time I just didn't.
Yeah.
No, I won the race. It was
My brother lied to me. Okay, your brother definitely has an interesting. Yeah, you don't need True Master to beat the game.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to get True Master Sword. But you don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I was suspecting that Fire Sanctuary would be empty in the end, since we got all the requirements right away. Yeah. And that is true.
I was just qualified for being too fast. I mean, I wouldn't completely rule that out. But nah,
not true unless you get TMS. Then I think no one's gonna win this one, unfortunately. I mean, if you start now your race, you could maybe beat them. If we're getting to Master Sword. So yeah, Sansi also is probably gonna be empty, but yeah, definitely.
I think it was definitely empty.
It would have been a very nice. It would have been a nice seed for me because I'm someone who never goes for slow stuff.
Okay,
I often get punished for that, but I'm the one that always skips pure trees.
Yeah.
And always skips the name of mine.
Wasn't the Farron trial? Because that said might have had something good. Was that like Graduate Crystals or something?
Nah, it had a Song of the Hero part.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I spliced a rando run. Yeah, that's why I cheated.
Yeah, Lepalog finishing off the Fire Sanctuary. Unfortunately, you will realize that this was not the right call, and he should have stayed in Lenevu. But he did not know that. So that's where it is at. I'm definitely surprised that he decided to go for Fire Sanctuary right after Earrings. Because I've suspected Fire Sanctuary to be empty for a while now. Since Fire Shield Earrings, was the one thing's missing and everything else is open, so it's very likely that just got placed somewhere else. Like if you compare how many checks are in Fire Sanctuary to how many checks are left where the Master could be, it's more likely that it's not a Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, I'm assuming everyone's done Skyview, right? That was like...
That's
how else would you get to Linear? It was like, Yeah, like as I wasn't watching the restream, how was like the leads and stuff? Like, was it just me in the lead the entire time, or was there like?
I mean, the starter didn't really know where everything was, but after you went to Linearu, and we've kind of seen like we were the one going to Linearu, everyone else were going to Elden, right?
Yeah.
As second or first, and we already knew what was in Elden, what wasn't. We kind of like it was kind of clear that it's either Thunderhead or it is like Linearu, right? Because that's the only things we've really not seen. So the likelihood of you pulling ahead at that point was pretty high. So it's like the moment you entered Linearu, it was like somewhat of the lead, I would say. Unless like because we've seen like Jim go into Thunderhead not getting too much, so it was quite likely that you in the lead at the moment.
Yeah.
And then that was just like you getting 5 shield earrings and Master Sword, and then
Yeah.
and then that.
Yeah, but I'm still flabbergasted how everything basically just appeared in front of me. Like I was like, this is gonna be useful. It was useful. It was like insane like that. But yeah.
So yeah, Lepalog is gonna get the boss key here on these stairs, as we know.
I wonder how many people are gonna go, oh, I should have done the bit warp.
I don't know if people. I don't know. I still think doing it normally is just a good choice here, and especially if you don't have the last sword upgrade for Lepalog and CJ.
I guess actually, yeah, if you don't have the last sword upgrade, it is actually a very good idea to do it normally. I just did it. I just did the bit warp in part because I was already in go mode, and in part because it's just it's like just why not?
Yeah.
What's happening with Gymnast?
He's doing Plat's chase, I guess. That might be the case, or he's doing. Oh no, he's doing the map chest. That's probably it.
Yeah, where is
probably
this in
the map chest?
Yeah, it's like where is this in Fire Sanctuary? I don't know. They all look the same.
This is the map chest. I'm fairly certain.
Also because in old
Or I mean,
you never did this by old 8%, so I'm not very familiar with this.
Yeah, that is a perfect. I'm right, guys. I'm right. There we go. I know the game, guys. Let's go.
Peppernicus is right. That is a surprise to no one. Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, Jonas doesn't know where boss key is. I think it's still a good call to just finish the dungeon normally. Again, like if you go for the gamble, sure, you might be good, but if you don't get the item, you'll be kind of locked out. You have to like fly all the way out, fly all the way back in. Like I don't even know if Kika got the entrance statue to Fire Sanctuary.
I don't think I did actually. I mean, initially, I don't think I did.
Yeah, because if you didn't, then you can't land there. Like after you didn't get the thing.
Oh wait, apparently Muzu's about to go into prison too. Hold up, I need to see this.
Oh wow. Then we definitely should.
Hold up. What is happening here?
Switch her in maybe. I assume for Floha maybe, because Floha is definitely a little bit like behind.
Oh yeah, no. Muzu looks like she could be in go mode. She's definitely in the harp cutscene.
Okay. I think we can switch her in for Floa if that is possible. Again, the trackers, we can mostly ignore that for now. Again, everyone is basically in go mode at this point, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, yeah, like must have.
I mean, CJ's fine too.
Yeah.
I just think we want to see CJ later because CJ is in contention with Lepalog right now. That's basically in the same points.
Yeah.
So I think having both of them is definitely good because they're basically fighting. I mean, Floa is. I mean, he is doing the rest of Linear now, so honestly, maybe it's not too bad. Maybe you can actually let Floa in. I was a little bit scared that he was not doing the rest of Linear, but now that he's doing the rest of Linear, I think he's good. Actually, so never mind what I said. It's probably better to have him in here.
I think it looks like Gymnast could be third. I think, unless there's anyone.
I mean, there's a few people in the race, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in this, in the restream, it looks like.
I can probably quickly look through here. So. It's like 64 is also pretty. Oh wow, 64 should also be pretty good here, I think, from like his stuff he has. Somehow he got 3 parts of the Song of the Hero. Very interesting.
I had no idea how you'd get all of those.
Yeah. I'm wondering, isn't he in go mode? I seem like he's in go mode, but maybe he's still missing something and I don't see it.
I think
because he has Master Sword.
Flo is actually close. Yeah, Flo is actually close to go mode. He just needs 5 shield earrings and he's in go mode. I think a lot of people go mode items with 5 shield earrings.
Yeah.
Like
Exo is actually in Fire Sanctuary as well with Master Sword. So he's in contention with Jim at the moment.
This is an incredibly close race, actually. This is like a really good race for being a showcase race. Yeah.
So that's definitely something to looking forward to. I'm still wondering what 64 is doing at the moment. I'm still a bit surprised. Yeah, Flo is also about to get go mode. He's a little bit behind Jim and Exto. But he's definitely ahead from Lepalog because he still needs his last sword. and unfortunately he didn't finish Leneru.
Jim was failing a back in time. I don't know exactly what it was, but I just wasn't really paying much attention, but he failed it nonetheless. I want to say it was the bib warpath? I don't know why, or maybe ledge or something, I don't know. Either way, he failed it, so I don't know.
Is like what could have done here? And I don't think there's much to be done. I mean, maybe Platts. Maybe he's doing the Platts.
Yeah,
hard piece.
Either Platts or what's it? The bit warp.
Yeah, one of the two things. I mean, Bitboard probably is the better choice here. It's unlikely that Platts has the boss key.
Hmm.
I think probably who we need is Exto actually, because Exto seems like he's fourth place here.
Yeah, if we can get Muzu, Jim, and like Exto.
Yeah, well, we can wait until Muzu's finished, honestly.
Actually, yeah, we could do that as well. Yeah, true.
I think should not be that the Exto's not that close. He's just gotten the Mummets check, doing a 5 century normal. So yeah, Jim did the bit warp. It's a good call here. We'll get the boss key soon, as we know. So he is good to go basically from this point on. Still wondering what 64 is looking for. I guess bombs kind of are useful for fighting Shang-Chi. But he should get bombs now. Oh no, he's not. Oh, I'm dumb. He doesn't have fire shield earrings. That's what he's missing. Now it makes sense. He's missing fire shield earrings. So he needs to do Leneru. Yeah, Jim getting the boss key here. Floa getting his fire shield earrings.
Yeah, and I think he's good to go. Yeah.
He'll also now reach 5 century.
Jim is gonna be fourth. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna be third, assuming Muzu doesn't mess up endgame a lot.
Oh,
and
I mean, actually, yeah, true. Third is definitely possible for Jim.
Yeah, I think fourth depends on Exto, I think.
Yeah, but Exto doesn't look like he's going for a gamble, so he's doing normal 5 century, so he'll be behind Jim. Actually, oh no, wait, he isn't this. Wait, Exto is. He did do the bit warp. Actually, wait, that's insanely close right now.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's like 2 steps behind Jim right now because he's gonna get the boss key here. He did the bit warp early, apparently. Oh, he did the very old any percent, where you get the magma mitts and then you do the bit warp afterwards. That's what he did.
Oh yeah. Does Exto have magma mitts?
He has, but he doesn't need. I mean, he doesn't need it. I'm not sure. I assume he has, but he doesn't need it anyway. So there's no requirement for magma mitts. But no, he has to have it because he got the magma mitts. So magma mitts check. So.
I think logically, boss key was locked behind everything. I think because logically, back in time isn't a thing.
I still think Jim has an easy chance to be third here. I mean, again, Exto is behind.
Yeah, I do think Jim will definitely be quite good.
And hopefully, okay, yeah, it's fine. Exto forgot where the chest is here, the stairs.
Oh wow, okay.
He's having a little bit of trouble, but he did remember, he did not skip it. If he skipped it, that would have been bad. But he's now behind. He had some issues with thinking. Something that happens to everybody once in a while. So yeah, Muzu, a good second place here, pretty sure. Although the imprisoned giving him a little bit of an issue, but now it is done, so... Yeah. I mean, who doesn't have issues with thinking from time to time?
I'm not using the commentator thing, so I'm just looking at the stream, so I'm a little bit behind. But I'm not the actual commentator, so I'll just shut up.
You're fine. So Gymnast beating Girahim 2. I mean, the stream is not that far behind. It's like
It's not like a few seconds, so yeah. Like I can see when things are happening, but yeah.
So yeah, basically, Exto is going into the to the boss room right now. While Jim has finished, so there's definitely like a minute maybe in between them, maybe a little bit less. Seems like Araxis is definitely also not that bad in time. He's just doing the Fire Sanctuary bit warp, it seems like. So he's also definitely in there. Good chance of being in before Floa, so
yeah.
5th place.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
There are two ways of doing the Colin's letter thing. At least in Rando, there's the toilet hand, and then there's the one that Leper's doing right now, which is talking to paper. So like both ways work from vanilla to Rando. So
yeah. But the Karain is always faster. So if you want to go fast, unfortunately you have to do Karain.
What if you like enter the academy at 9 just because you're like say collecting gratitude crystals? Would it then be faster to do the hand?
I mean, it might be like it definitely is like it's definitely possible, but the thing is just that the cutscene is so slow at the end. Like all the cutscene stuff at the end is kind of slow, especially since you don't have instant text. Like the reward from Pipit is very fast because with instant text you get like through the cutscene very quickly. But Toilet Ghost cutscene is a lot of like moving.
Oh yeah.
And like requires an extra sleep because you need to like get it to actually take effect, and it's definitely not fast, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah.
But it might be there might be a circumstance where it could be faster. I don't like it has not been timed, but it just feels like it's most likely slower.
I do think Jim is in go mode. He's like about to do stuff.
Yeah, and I mean it depends on if Muzu dies in Horde, then he could pull ahead there for sure.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
like
Muzu,
Jim, Exto, and CJ, I believe, are all people who play.
I mean, Horde is difficult for sure. It seems like Lepalok finally goes into Lineru, hopefully finishing up Lineru, and he'll get his last sword, and he can be like a little bit sad. I'll check out on CJ because he could have already gotten into Lineru. Let's see here, what is he doing right now? He's still finishing up Fire Sanctuary. It seems like. So.
Okay, so no one except me and Exto did the bit warp, I think.
No, I mean all the other people did the bit warp, but
okay.
They did it like later than you did. Like they didn't do it the first.
I mean like initially. Yeah.
Yeah, initially you're the only one. The Extra also did like a lot of stuff before doing the bit warp.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like if Extra have done the bit warp first of all things, he would have been ahead of Jim. But he did it like after he get the magma myths check, like after you freeze the magma. But yeah, he's basically landing in Farron right now, as we speak. So if Musa gets past his first part, the rest of Horde should be fine. The first part is just very tricky with Master Sword. The rest is fine.
I don't think anyone got GMS, right?
No. The only one that could have gotten it realistically is Gymnast if he would have kept doing the Nehru, but it didn't really make sense after you get Fire Shield Earrings and your go mode. Like,
I guess I guess same for me because like if I did Santi, I could have probably got.
The Master Sword is the Gorko Goddess wall check.
Oh, okay.
Like that's.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I thought you said earlier, but yeah.
It's fine. So yeah, there's that. Musa doing the pause strat, definitely RNG manipulation right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Fortunately, it seems like 64 is a little bit stuck in Farron right now, and he did not come to the conclusion to go to Nehru yet. He probably got his Master Sword as well from Gorko Goddess Wall, I assume.
Yeah.
So
who's this again?
64 is doing a lot of Farron right now. Unfortunately, he could have had a good chance of being in the front here, but he did basically full clear Farron for a while now. Very unfortunate.
Okay.
Leplog still, finally getting his last sword upgrade in Mineru, and he can now finally beat the game as well. So let's see, actually, Exto. Okay, Exto's fighting in Prison 2 right now, so I guess if Exto doesn't get the quick kill, and Leopard does, he's a good chance here. I guess not, the tutorial is quite slow, so I guess maybe not. So, Musa didn't get Horde Skip, so...
Horde Skip is like 1 or 2 minutes. I think it's like, yeah. Like, when like, for example, when I miss it, it's about like 2 minutes-ish.
Yeah, so it's definitely, Musa definitely needs to die, and Gymnast needs to play very good in order to... Like, I guess, if she dies, then it's definitely a Gymnast in front, but...
Yep.
So definitely, I mean, 3 hearts is not much. Let's be fair here. 3 hearts is not much.
Oh yeah.
1 heart is not much, especially if there's like aimbot archers coming up here. Oh boy, that jump slash. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
That was. That scared me. Okay, let's see aimbot archers.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, getting an arrow here, that's fine. Oh, that's bad. Ferry, it's fine, guys. It's fine. Ferry. Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Ferry, guys. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. There was someone prepared into this fight. Good job by her getting that ferry. So there's the easy one right in the Seal Temple, so...
Now Gymnast starts Horde, so this is going to be quite close between both of them.
Yeah, but I think it's... I mean, the last gauntlet isn't like that difficult. Where
it's
you
not
can, like,
too hard.
you
can fail it if you're not paying attention, but...
Yeah, I assume Musa got this. Like, at this point on, I mean, after this, also there's a checkpoint, like, dying is not the worst anymore. Although dying would still be probably putting her behind, but she still has a lot of hearts. I don't see her failing, particularly here.
Yeah.
Epilogue, imprisoned, and... Oh. Yeah, and Exo finishing up in Prison 2, it seems like. So definitely... Well, it's difficult. Everyone is finishing.
This is
How can we...
this is like quite close race, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely it's difficult. I guess, I mean, Floa could probably... I mean, he's also far ahead. But Exo is a little bit further ahead, and we don't want to miss him going into the final battle. So maybe if we could switch out Floa for Exo Dasher, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Jim getting Horde Skip, as expected. And he's definitely gonna get some time here. Thanks, Ricky, thanks. Yeah, Exo is going into the past right now.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely hyped for the tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is like, with these amount of close races, I think it's definitely going to be very interesting.
I mean, Gymnast has done a lot of Skyward Sword runs in general. Yeah. I mean, he's very consistent.
I think for the end game, a lot of like, yeah, for the end game, a lot of like vanilla runners like Gymnast, myself, a lot of people have been like running this for years will like definitely have an advantage because we've again practiced these things like Horde Skip, Horde, hearing him in Demise for like years.
Like I've seen like in my whole life, I've seen like Gymnast maybe fail Horde Skip like twice or something. Not much more. Why is Leopard not finishing the last toes here? I'm doing a little scare here, but still enough here in order to not get him grabbed up.
Gymnast probably, unless Muzu fails a lot, he probably couldn't get a second place.
Yeah, I mean, dying to Demise is still a possibility. I mean, Demise is technically hard. I know Jim makes it look easy on his GDQ runs, for example, but Demise is a very hard fight.
Yeah, like look, for me, like I can do blindfolded Demise, but that wasn't easy learning that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of knowing stuff, but... Yeah, he's admiring these squishy toes, definitely like thinking again if he wants to do it. Okay, he's now also finished in Prison 2.
Who else got the... Because I got like a wooden shield, did anyone else get the shield?
I'm not sure, actually, no idea. It's not the item I was looking for, to be fair.
Judging by the fact no one has shields out, I assume I was the only one.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
it could
yeah.
also be that people forgot or something. Like, it's
Yeah.
very likely.
I just got it because I had like the rupees and I was in the bazaar. So I was like, might as well. It's probably faster in most cases anyway.
Oh yeah, Jim got a
easier.
fairy in fire extinguisher. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be fine here. I don't think he's gonna die either way, honestly. I assume at least.
Yeah, okay, I think Muzu is very close to finishing up on all this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on time for Muzu here. Probably gonna be difficult to show on stream. That's where Kickoff was, but I mean, we all know that she was second. Oh
Yeah.
boy, not die here though.
Yeah, please don't.
But, I mean, it's 2 hearts. Last phase.
Extra getting wall skip. Yeah, last phase is too hard. That's kind of monkey.
Yeah. I mean, Muzu is not the longest runner, so it's definitely very cool to see her getting second place here, or having a good chance here. But it's also, you know, not, you know, doesn't have done the mice as often as all the other runners.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah.
But so far, very good showing here. And we have time.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Muzu is second place.
And as you can see, the runtime, I mean, Kickout again is insanely lucky with his runtime. This seems more of a normal runtime we would expect from the settings here.
Yeah, my time was
2:30.
like God time. Yeah, it was a 140. I had no idea how that was a 140, but it just was. Yeah, but
Yeah, second
Muzu-
place here. GG definitely in the chat. Definitely an underdog going into this. No one expected this outcome here. Definitely
Absolutely.
huge props to her for making the right calls apparently.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gymnast also coming up on the final jump here soon. Kickout was first, currently on commentating with me.
Yeah, I won.
So let's see if anyone else wants to join. Obviously, everyone is welcome. I'm not sure if Muzu
Jim
wants to
finishes.
join.
Yeah, I have a feeling Jim will
Hey,
join.
Jim.
And he's in.
Welcome.
Hello.
So what do you think about your run? Think
Uh,
your decisions.
I mean, I feel like the route that I tried to do, for the most part, made sense. It just didn't really bear any fruit.
There was one thing I was wondering, and that was the Thunderhead call after you get the Ball of the Goddess.
Soon.
What was your thought process there?
Just got enough
Not finishing
ice
up
going.
with Farron and Skyview.
My thought process was just like I can full clear Thunderhead now, so
Okay.
may as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I mean, looking at it from your perspective, definitely looked like it's something that's opened quite early, since Ellen was the first place you went to. So definitely understandable there. Unfortunately, Thunderhead was kind of a rabbit hole for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ended up bringing you
I
back
know.
to
It's
Skyloft
not
a bunch of
about-
times where there was nothing there. So that's pretty unfortunate.
No, yeah. The only good thing it did was I got my first bottle in Thunderhead, and I think it was Oriel
nice.
who had the Water Dragon scale.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we actually know that there was another sword you could have gotten in Lineru pretty quickly afterwards. It's actually the one that Kickout got here in the seed. Where it's basically like near Sand Oasis, the chest.
Yeah, the Sand Oasis
Yeah.
chest.
But I mean, you didn't know. And the other one was also, for you, it wasn't that bad, since you did Skyview scale anyway, so it was a pretty quick check.
Right.
Yeah, Jim, you did Elden first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did Farron first, and I think that's because like I did Elden last. It was the last thing I did, which is why I got like Harp loss and everything. So I didn't like.
Yeah, it was pretty
do a lot of,
lucky
like, things
from
you did, I think.
choosing the region there. Doing Farron into Linevo, and then doing Elden was the way to go for no backtracking.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
I mean-
also, I did the Fire Sanctuary bit warp immediately, and well, that paid off.
Yeah, that was the decision to make for this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Exto also finishing up here, and we get time for him. Nice, and welcome to the Discord as well, Exto.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what do you think about your run? Kind coming
Fire
in fourth.
shield earrings. That's what I think about my.
Yeah, that was definitely the one thing everyone was looking for.
So the
Except me.
thing for me was when I went to do I'm assuming a lot of people delayed slingshot because it's a really slow check.
Where was slingshot?
Slingshot.
No, I mean,
slingshot
the
gives
thing to
bomb
check.
bag.
Yeah.
The
that was
slingshot
required
check. Yeah.
to get the fire
Oh.
shield earrings.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, no, yeah.
So I delayed that and I decided to do Skyloft stuff for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then there was nothing there. And then I went and got slingshot in. From there, it was pretty easy until the end. But I actually died at the very end of Fire Sanctuary and had to run through it again.
No, man.
I jumped into lava, which hit me into other lava. So I died
Oh,
from
boy.
4 hearts.
Oh, no, nice.
That's not what we like to see. But yeah, in general, though, a pretty nice seed overall. I mean, the funny thing is, if you would have decided to not do anything that's slow, you would have been very fast.
You're
Because,
telling me
like,
that if I did not slow things,
yeah, like
have gone
all the
fast.
things you would consider slow, like doing trials, doing the new mines, doing like
well,
Levias,
except
all these
for
things were.
slingshot.
Yeah, I guess that. But I mean, after you do like Skyview, Machi is rescued anyway, so it's like kind of a little bit faster.
Yeah. Who did trials?
I did.
I think
I did
everyone
try.
except you.
Okay. That kind of makes sense because again, I didn't get the harp was my go mode item because I delayed
Yeah.
Elden for so long.
You must
But
have
everyone
made
else-
really good calls.
I went to I made a few gambles and all of them went about as well as I could have hoped. Like I went to
Mhm.
Farron, and then I went to Lineru, and then I just went to Elden.
To Elden, yeah.
You finished
Yeah.
when I entered Fire Sanctuary, I think.
Yeah. So basically,
Or-
like, basically he
Not
delayed
even.
Elden for
When I
like
found
the last. So he basically had to do no backtracking at all.
Yeah,
Like, area
it was
to area to
super
area.
Convenient.
Yeah, and
Good call.
you know, Lineru had one sword upgrade and a fire shield earring, so yeah, that was pretty nice for him. And then Elden had to rest, laying around. And then he also did, in my opinion, not the smartest gamble, but definitely one that paid off very heavily. In Fire Sanctuary, going right away for the Bedward, not getting any other chests. So
Oh yeah, I went straight
Very
away from the
fast
bit
one.
Yeah.
No,
which was-
that's a big gamble because there's a lot.
That was
of
a huge
checks
gamble, and
before
it
the
were like-
staircase.
oh,
But that
yeah,
would
yeah,
massively pay. Yeah, that would have saved a lot of time.
yeah. And I did that, so that was interesting.
Like I pretty much went through Fire Sanctuary vanilla.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, CJ and Flo are pretty close on this system, yeah.
yeah. Lepalog also
Muzu's saying
going
she didn't do
final
any
boss.
trials, and Harp was also a go with us. So I think Muzu
Yeah.
also delayed Elden. I think.
Seems about right, yeah. It's definitely one thing I want to say here. We've only seen on Lepus and is actually using the beetle to collect all these freestanding items. That's been pretty useful. Lepa actually used the beetle to collect the harp on the in Elden, and he used it to collect the other beetle. So that was pretty funny to see. Definitely something you don't see that often. But technically, in the rando, it is possible to pick every item with the beetle. Pick up every
Yeah.
item with the beetle.
I'm pretty sure Muzu did the exact same as well, because it was like get Harp and Master Sword and just
makes
yeet
sense.
it to Fire Sanctuary. Yeah, that's
Considering
exactly
she's
what I did as
second.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or at
started
least
with
somewhat
Elden.
close to that. Not sure if he did exactly the same, but probably not the Fire Sanctuary gamble.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how many people actually did go to Farron first, because I think that was the first
I
huge gamble.
think Lepalog as well. Lepalog go to Farron as well, but he then decided to go to Elden second.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, there was that.
64 about to get the Fire Shield earrings and make his day 10 times brighter.
Yeah, he also like did everything in Farron for a while. So yeah, that's also where he
Lepa
was
finishes
stuck.
with
like,
233.04.
And welcome to the Discord, Lepalog. What do you think about
GG.
your GG as well, of course, to everyone that finished so far, and to everyone still playing? And what do you think about your decisions in this seat, Lepalog?
Like, I played it like I had to do literally every single check, so I did some of the longer ones. Like, I always did scrapper quests and such.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, I always feel like I spend too much time on Skyward at the beginning, but there's always like so much to do.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, well apparently, apparently 64 got the Fire Shield earrings and then immediately quit. Nice.
So what I would say is I mean, the start fire Skyloft, I don't think you did much wrong. It was just that in the later parts, you did Elden second instead of Linearu second. If you've done Linearu second, you've probably been like, close to second probably. Like, I mean, Kiko did the fire sanctuary gamble, so you probably won for sure there.
Also,
but
Iraq
you
is
definitely got
forfeiting as well.
Oh,
Oh,
people
dang.
forfeiting. So now it's just Mario, CJ, and Flo. So it's just CJ and Flo who we can look at on the thing, and they
Nice,
actually
nice.
do pretty well.
Yeah, the reason I didn't do Fire Sanctuary Gamble was because I still needed the sword, so I was like, okay, I might as well just clear it out.
I think you directly left after Fire Shield Earrings, right?
Yeah, I left after Fire Sheet Ace because I was like, okay, let's go to the dungeon. But then, like, I had to come back because I was still missing the sword. But like in my mind, I was like, okay, so if I go now, I can just quickly fight the Elden, do the dungeon, and if I get the sword, then I'm good, and otherwise I can come back.
Yeah. I was just like, from my perspective at that moment, was like, just there's so much more like overworld checks still, right? That's like more likely that the sword is not in Fire Sanctuary. Like if you compare the check size.
Fire Sanctuary, you have to do it anyway. Like at least
I understand
you have
the decision
to
for
beat
sure.
the dungeon.
Yeah, I definitely understand the decision.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, also New World, the Sword of Great War, so I'm probably a little bit biased there. But I was pretty early
Did everybody
thinking.
get the same?
I was pretty early thinking that Fire Sanctuary most likely
No,
be empty.
I got a Gorko Goddess Wall as my master sword.
Oh, was that the last sword?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was way after I asked about it, though.
Okay. Because
like I ran past him, I was like, nah, I don't need that.
I think my master sword was the chest.
When I was in
Skyward.
Go mode, to be fair.
Yeah, that's the master
could
sword
very
for
well
most
beat
people,
me.
I think. Since it's on Linearu.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of people did, like I think what Gymnast did, which was basically like Elden, and then I think whatever they did next. So like a lot of people went to Elden first, so they got like harps and stuff. And so I think excluding Muzo, I think Leper, you did something very similar to me, where we went to like Farron first. I think.
Yeah, I think Farron first was definitely like somewhat of a good decision, mainly because you can like clear one of the required dungeon, most likely. I mean, I think some of you didn't have digging mitts at that point, but still, I mean, that's like one check then.
I
What was
didn't.
actually in the Digmit's hole, or was that just a small key?
Small.
It was a key. I was so mad. I was like, okay, I could have totally skipped it.
I'm assuming
you went
three
back,
eyes was
right?
also a key, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like 3 keys, and okay, yeah, no.
I have no, I don't know. That might have been map or something.
Or was
No, I
it?
thought
Oh
that
no,
was-
yeah, map.
I
of
thought it
course,
was
yeah,
map.
Yeah, it was map.
I know it's map because it's the one thing I skipped, and I was like, haha, I skipped the map.
Yeah, that was definitely something that was a smart play there, and definitely possible.
Good idea.
And in general,
Yeah.
probably a good idea for Skyview if you have the knowledge of the other checks, that you just say, you know what, let's not do that, and just hope that the
'cause
boss
the
is.
Three Eyes one is really slow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Jim and I took very similar routes throughout the rendo.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that like apparently I did differently is I immediately yeeted myself and went to Thunderhead right after I got Ballad of the Goddess, and then
I
came
delayed
back to
Thunderhead.
Baron.
Yeah.
I never went to the Thunderhead.
When I went to Thunderhead, I already had 2 sword upgrades, so I completely cleared Thunderhead.
Right, me too.
Like I did Levias, the chest, and then the 3 chests in the Isle of Songs.
Yeah.
Who had the Horned Colossus Beetle, which led to the Gust Bellows, which
Yeah.
was a dead end.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that's
that was
what it
pretty
was.
sad. I was talking about it on stream. I was like, oh boy, this could be a big rabbit hole that leads to nothing. Let's
Oh,
not hope for
no.
that. But it ended up
You
being
know,
a little bit unfortunate.
It's a medium-sized rabbit hole that led to nothing.
Yeah.
It's only a few checks, right? Like there's the cleaning from Malara, and then there's the baby's
baby
rabbit
rabbit.
check.
Yeah, but it's still.
legit.
Yeah, but
I
the
mean-
problem is like still like a lot of it. The thing is, it puts you back to Skyloft, and then you end up doing like other stuff there, and after all,
Gust
Skyloft.
Bellows, I don't know if anybody else got like every other item, but I got every item, including like whip. I don't remember where whip was.
I think
Like,
Level
yeah.
got whip as
I
well.
got like I can actually say I got like I just got regular MS. I got Hook Beetle. I got Mogwai Mitts. I got slingshot bombs. I didn't get just bows or whip. I got the bow. I got scale, earrings, claw shot. I got the chart, which I was very surprised about to get that early. I got rattle.
I mean, I think
letter,
the
2
seed has
balls,
been
and
very giving with items for sure.
Yeah, I just gave you items left, right, and center. It was interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, looking back at this logically, it like if you go to Eldin first and then go to Farron, you're forced to get Ballad of the Goddess the first time you go to Farron, which makes you think, maybe I should go do Thunderhead. But if you went to Farron first, you skipped getting the Ballad of the Goddess, and if you never came back, then you never got the Ballad of the Goddess, so Thunderhead was never something you considered.
Yeah, it was never something I considered as well.
I mean, Kika got Ballad of the Goddess when he's like having everything already and is about to beat in Prison 2, so...
Well, you get it like once you're already in Go mode. If you
so that's like...
Unless you
definitely
get like Eldin second, maybe,
vanilla.
I think.
I guess that was a pretty big rabbit hole then, because it did all start with Ballad of the Goddess, which led to Thunderhead, which led to Beetle, which led to nothing. So I guess that is a pretty large rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Where was first Beetle was HP in Farron. Where was the second one? I've forgotten.
Yeah, it's like the first one was like something on Skyloft for sure, something pretty early to be. Yeah, so definitely overall, I think a pretty close run. I mean, Kika pulled ahead with pretty big gambles, but otherwise it was pretty close for everybody. So definitely very interesting. Also pretty nice seed. I think for a 5 Sanctuary seed, as a required dungeon, not too bad.
Oh yeah. Because normally 5 Sanctuary as a dungeon can take forever, but this was actually really good.
Yeah, like the problem is that like depending on where the boss key is, it can require a lot of items. I mean, this seed also had a very nice boss key, but it also gave you all the items, so that was not that big of a deal.
It was like both Flo and CJ having a bit of trouble with the Imprison 2 fight.
Yeah.
In classic Imprison 2 fashion.
Definitely interesting because they're very close. So if either of them gets this Imprison fight done, then they're gonna get in front of the other for sure. But both having a little bit of trouble with the jump slash. Again, a very hard trick. I mean, the other runners here make it look very easy, but it definitely isn't easy.
Yeah, they still have to face off against the final boss, the Bokoblins at the start of Horde.
Yeah, with Master Sword for sure, yeah.
Those Bokos gave me a huge amount of trouble on this randomizer. I've never had more trouble with them than I did today.
Yeah. It's just the Master Sword doesn't break their cover, and then it's just difficult to deal with them successfully. I mean, at least you can have the Master Sword.
Yeah, I guess I almost would have had the true Master Sword, and I think other people almost would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
actually, I was
if for example, Gymnast did like Santo Aces first for whatever reason instead of using like right side, like then you would have gotten true Master Sword as well.
But Jim asked about the Goddess Wall, which ended up giving him the sword, and then I was like, I should do that. And I think other people almost had the same thing, but kind of led away from it as time went on. Just because it is a pretty inconvenient check.
Yeah, the Goddess Wall is a little bit. I'm still thinking about if we might want to change the requirements. It's just what vanilla is right now. That you have to talk to the Magma in Skyview 2.
Yeah, I think getting rid of that requirement makes sense.
Yeah, it's just it's just a question of if like we don't want to change too much stuff and so on and so forth. But because it's definitely like it adds requirements because you need scale in order to talk to the Magma. So you could like argue, you don't want to get rid of that requirement. But maybe you could just make scale activated or something. There's definitely possibilities there.
I think because my go mode item was harp, I never considered the Goddess Wall, I think.
Okay, yeah, Whip wasn't Lake Floria, right? Thanks for telling us. Whip wasn't Lake Floria. So it seems like Floha finishes here first, so I mean there's still Horde to go, to be honest. And I mean that's There's definitely a good chance for everyone to like for either of these to win here.
There
It's
is
like-
a nice piece of heart on True Master Sword, though, which is very convenient for going into Horde.
Nice.
Although they may opt to skip it because you don't need
Yeah.
to check it at that point. There's no reason to. I guess it could be vanilla, but
Yeah,
I
it could be
think,
True Master Sword.
I think it was kind of hinted at in our conversation that it is not.
We'll
Kind of.
see. They're definitely. I assume they'll skip because they want to be fast. But I also don't know. It depends on how much health. I mean, ZJ is pretty low on health. He might just go either for the duel or for the check, or like for fairies, I guess.
Yeah, there is the fairy in
I
there.
always grab a fairy because why not?
Yeah. Muzu definitely was very smart of taking the fairy because otherwise she would have died in Horde. Was very monka-esque there for her, but it worked out in the end. So yes, it seems to be the final here. Definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a good seed for a race, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. It wasn't
Like,
like one
it
of those
could
stupidly
have
long
been-
ones. It was good.
Could have been significantly more mean.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that.
Well, like, look at the estimate. It's 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that like
Yeah.
everything was like if you just did the fast things, you would have been like done. If you
Oh,
just
Floha skipping
Ignore.
the stool and the True Master Sword check, so he's going in with 6 hearts.
Ooh, he's living life
Oh.
on the edge.
As long as he gets Horde skipped, that's really not too much.
unless
to
he
worry
may
about.
he might have gotten a
Yeah.
fairy in 5th century. To be fair, we don't know that.
True.
Just like Jim did, I think.
Yeah, I got the Fire Sanctuary Fairy.
I picked
Oh,
it
that's
up
alright.
on the bottom.
I always get the one in the temple because
Yeah, I mean
I know
both are
that's
not
rare.
too bad to get, but I mean the 5th century was a little bit more on the way, considering that we finished 5th century.
yeah. I mean, at the same time, like I didn't even know where the final sword upgrade is, so maybe I wanted to do some
Oh yeah,
This time.
true. You didn't.
or death
Yeah,
wall. I don't know.
I mean Jim was with Master Sword in 5th century, so that's
Oh, yeah,
definitely
fair.
different.
Did you have True Master Sword, Jim?
No,
Yeah,
I never checked the Sand Oasis.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
think
would
anyone
have.
got True Master Sword, I don't think.
Yeah, he would have
No.
needed to do like left to right Lineavu in order to get that.
Also,
That would
did
have been a
anyone,
lot slower.
did anyone,
Yeah.
did
That
anyone
was
else get the
definitely not
wooden
gonna
shield?
play.
No, where was the wooden
No.
shield?
No.
Okay, well, I just bought it from the shop.
Oh, I actually, when it came time for me to buy a shield, as somebody politely mentioned that you can do, because I would have definitely never thought about that. I actually
Oh, Flo not
decided
getting
to
harp skip. Sorry, the Flo not getting harp
Yeah,
skip.
no
Continue.
no harp skip, no horde skip.
Hard skip. Yeah, sorry.
I actually decided to buy the second shield, which in retrospect was a dumb idea because it's just worse than the wooden shield if you don't miss any shield bashes. And Floha actually dying to horde, but he looks like he did pick up a fairy somewhere.
Yeah, he
so
did pick a fairy.
Still
yeah,
going. Once
so he's
again,
good. Yeah.
Still though, CJ has a good chance here. If he
Oh
gets
yeah,
hard
this
skip.
is still both people I think can still do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm personally I'm definitely hyped for the tournament. I think it's going to be a very fun tournament. I think.
So it also depends on how good CJ's horde is here.
Yeah.
horde skip does save a huge amount of time.
Yeah, but I mean the first barrier is still ahead of him, and we all know how bad the first barrier is with Master Sword. So
Yeah. I think in general it's like this barrier, horde skip, and the third barrier that really like personally caused me the most trouble. I mean, this one is like obviously like there's a lot of bokoblins. It's kind of messy. Horde skip is horde skip. The Stealthos aren't that bad, assuming they cooperate. Like if they're both like straight, then that's kind of inconvenient.
Oh, wow.
And you can often die then.
CJ doing very good on that first barrier,
Yeah,
and
it's
Flo
looking like-
dying.
yeah.
So yeah, it looks like CJ definitely has the upper hand now with Flo
I think
dying.
Flo died.
Yeah,
I
he
think
died.
He did.
And I
He
believe
did
he
save.
saved. So yeah, okay.
So
So he's just gonna
resetting
get
so he can
fairy
get his
again.
fairy
Yeah.
back.
Understandable. And smart actually.
So if CJ gets horde skip here, then it's
Looks bad, yeah. That
Looks
doesn't
bad
look
for
like
Flo.
hard skip though to me.
no, that looks like come on, please work. Oh no.
That's what I do every time.
At least he did a bomb to kill all 3 moblins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Floha did not, and actually ended up taking a fair amount more damage.
Yeah. He also entered with less hearts, to be fair. But the thing is, Floa had a fairy, CJ doesn't, so there's that.
Interesting that I think I had a lot more hearts than anybody else. I think I had like 12.
Yeah,
Wow,
I think I still had only 1 row. I think I know I had a decent amount.
So I'm not sure what I did differently.
Yeah, I don't quite remember the health bars, unfortunately. So I don't know.
I know I
anyone
personally got a lot
close
of
to
heart
you.
containers.
I could see, I think you did like Flurry as well, X2. Like there could be something there.
I did, yes.
You did Thunderhead. There might be something there. You did Peatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice was useless.
Was a heart
I don't remember
container.
what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beatrice was an upgrade.
Yeah.
I never did Beatrice.
I mean, it was a good choice in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
You never know.
like. I mean, I already did like most of it. So if
Yeah,
there would
that
have
was-
been something good on there, then it would have been very bad.
Yeah, I
What do you
mean,
guys-
it's normal with Vando.
What do you guys think about staying on Skyloft the first time? How long do you guys normally stay on Skyloft?
I just
Way too long.
At the very minimum, at least like 10 minutes. I think this time I stayed for like 25 or something.
Yeah,
Something
definitely
ridiculous.
everyone was like at least everyone that was restreamed went for a long Skyloft segment. Oh, CJ dying as well. I don't think it's a he has a ferry as well. Okay, that's good.
Personally, I'll go for all the short checks. I'll probably try and start the long ones like Beatrice and stuff. But I won't really hang around too much if I don't have to.
Actually, there's one question I still have to you guys when we're finishing up here. What do you think about getting the loose crystals with like 50 gratitude crystal barrier? Because technically you could never need these single crystals, right? So there's technically
Right.
ability
Yeah,
to skip them.
I mean,
What do you think
I
about
had some
that?
seats where it was required. So
I generally always, in every rando that I've done, I think I've gotten at least 5 loose crystals because they are extremely fast for nighttime stuff anyway.
Yeah.
There's 3 in the academy. So if you get claw shots, then there's 3 there. Paro bottle gives you another free one, and there's 2 right near there as well.
Yeah,
2 on the way to Betro. Like there's just so many sitting around that it's so easy to grab.
it definitely makes sense. Yeah,
5 to 10. I think in this one, and today I grabbed 10. I think.
Yeah.
Like there's just 10 on Sky. There's 11 on Skyloft. Sorry. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't grab any. I definitely considered grabbing some, but I just didn't. Yeah, I mean, for me, it matters how many. Like, if there's like a lot of checks, and I'll obviously do those checks because there's a possibility that those could be gratitude crystals. But if there's like almost nothing left, then I'll do the single ones.
Yeah, definitely
Personally.
think it's an interesting thing to think about with these limitations to Betro.
yeah, I think they're definitely not like not worth it because there was always something else to do. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
like,
do them like a lot
on the
way,
way.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
then it makes sense for sure.
Like you have to sleep for Beatrice anyway, and it has to be night for like toilet hand and stuff.
yeah,
Thing is, though, then like what I was thinking about is that you guys had like a lot of gratitude crystals right away, right? You had like 15 of them. Like normally picking up the single crystals make also sense because it puts you up to like 5 or 10 to get like early rewards, right?
Yeah.
But in this seed, it was more you already had like so many gratitude crystals, so that's definitely interesting to see. I mean, like all of us have not played that much rando, so we obviously don't know enough to really. But it's definitely interesting to think about the decision making there to decide to go for the single crystals or not, depending on what you get. Right? Definitely think that's something. It could be like an important part of the early segment.
I definitely think it's worth it.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's on the way, you should always pick it up. But sometimes it can be a little bit awkward for some.
I feel like 5 are
5
worth it, but 10, I don't know.
Well, like if you're going to get Baby's Rattle, then you can.
Yeah,
Like the worst one to get on Skyloft definitely is the one in the Loftwing cage.
definitely. I don't
Uh,
think I've gotten that a single time because just how awful it is.
Yeah, like you can't get that with the beetle from the top of Skyloft, so you actually have to go or upgrade the beetle, I guess. But why would you
Yeah.
upgrade the beetle?
Yeah, that would be something. Collect materials for upgrading the
Yeah.
beetle.
True. Because you start with a new game file, you don't have any treasure, so there's
Or like
that.
another really good one is the one on Beetle's Island. If you're going to get Beetle's crystals,
Yeah.
then
Then
it's really easy
yeah.
to get that one. And then you
Yeah.
can skip the one on the Knight Academy as well.
Yeah. But it might also make sense to just decide to never go for single crystals unless they're like in your way, right? It might be also a thought process that's possible, right? To say just like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm not gonna go like I'm gonna like very barely go out of my way because a lot of, as you said, a lot of Predator's crystals are basically in front of you, depending on the
Yeah.
situation.
Like I would never run across Skyloft and
Yeah, I
pick
mean
up
it's
10 loose crystals.
definitely a lot of
Yeah.
interesting thought process there. I mean, it also depends. Like, if it's early on and you didn't get any gratitude crystals, you could go for 10. I think 10 are possible to get on
Yeah.
loose crystals early on. So
Yes.
there's
So
that.
what about the crystals on Lumpy Pumpkin?
Those ones suck. Because you have no reason to ever sleep till night on the Lumpy Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Unless you explicitly get those crystals. I guess you could use it to like advance Beatrice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but then you sleep today.
Oh yeah, but you have to sleep to day to leave the Lumpy Pumpkin anyway.
Yeah. Like as I said in the previous seed, I had to collect a lot of gratitude crystals, like a lot of loose gratitude crystals to progress, but I feel like it could have gone without the Lumpy Pumpkin one, so I'm definitely gonna skip those next time.
But I think it's very depending. Often.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a
I mean,
possibility
but
there.
you usually do Lumpy Pumpkin pretty early. At least I do that, just because it's like,
Yeah.
you can always get it. So
Yeah.
The Chandelier Lumpy Pumpkin is like the first thing I do upon entering the sky, I guess.
yeah. Also,
Aloha.
shoutouts to grabbing the hook beetle with the beetle.
Yeah, that was very. I noticed that, and as well, picking up the harp with beetle was also very cool.
I was like, hey, I can do that as well.
Yeah, and then
Even
doing
though
the
it's
cool
technically not technically a bug.
technically a bug. I don't know. I think it's actually important to have that because
No.
you want beetle to pick up stuff. I mean, most of the freestanding don't require like extensive stuff anyway.
Yeah, I know, but it's still. It's not.
I would rather like. I think it would actually be cooler to have like beetle as a possible. Like if there's a freestanding item that for some reason, you need like other stuff. I think it would be cool to have the beetle as an option because I mean, beetle doesn't have that many checks anyways, right?
Yeah.
It's technically not a bug. It's a beetle.
Usually,
It's a
hook
good
beetle
one.
is what you need to truly advance somewhere.
Yeah.
Hook beetle or bomb bag.
Easy,
Because the bomb
Jay.
bag is extremely useful. There's so many checks that require bomb bag or bomb bag just unlocks, but other stuff do as well.
And
So you can
time
just kind of
for
use the
CJ.
hook beetle in place for that. Yeah, CJ finishing. Floha's still struggling on Horde.
GG.
GG, CJ.
GG.
What you think of your decisions this seed, DJ?
I regret not getting the final sword chest. I literally on my end I was like I could do this check and then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna skip it. Like I did all the other like easy to grab claw shot chests in Lunaria Desert immediately following that.
Yeah, then that's very unfortunate for you there, yeah. You did the same thing that Lepalog did. Basically like going after Fire Shield Earrings to Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, I should not have done that. I should have known that there wasn't going to be a sword in Fire Sanctuary.
Hey, another raid. Welcome,
I don't know.
raiders.
Like I don't think that's necessarily a bad call to
The
go there.
seed, it definitely wasn't a bad call exclusively because of the fact that the boss key in Fire Sanctuary was deep. Had it been an early one and there was no sword in Fire Sanctuary, then not going to Fire Sanctuary is always the correct call, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good to do what is required. I do like though finishing up the region you're in normally, because sometimes it's a little bit of a hassle to go back there.
For me, it depends. Like, I'm very much dependent on what I feel like the rando is trying to tell me.
Yeah, we got the second raid from ZeldaSpeedRuns too. Although this was not a long race, but still long enough to get 2 raids from ZeldaSpeedRuns too.
Yeah, this
Definitely
is a short
funny.
seed too, really.
Yeah, well, definitely a short seed. I mean, if you think about it, you could have skipped everything that would be considered slow in this seed.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single thing on a slow check.
Slingshot is basically the only one.
Yeah, true. But I think like since Skyview is required, and having the ability to like getting claw shots early, you could have skipped like all of rescuing Machi.
Yeah, I actually did that. Like
I did that as well.
Rescuing Machi.
Yeah, I did as well, but I ended up then doing the slingshot check, and I don't think it paid off. I forget what it was.
I mean, bomb
no,
was
that was
It was
Bomb
Bomb Bag,
That
which
was
was
Bomb Bag.
required for Fire
Yeah.
Shield earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, never mind. That definitely was the right call.
yeah. I put off Slingshot for a very long time. I did a lot of useless stuff on Skyloft beforehand.
Yeah,
And it was definitely not the play.
For people who were in the race voice when I was talking about, or I mentioned something about wondering if this seed was going to be wide or deep. It was because of getting Amber Tablet from the end of Skyview, but I had yet to go to Eldin at that point. So I chose to go to Lineru, which wasn't necessarily a mistake, but I thought that was a very interesting situation to have been put in.
Yeah.
Wait,
Interesting.
you went
CJ, CJ, at first, where did you go Farron or Eldon at like the first option?
I did Farron first.
Oh yeah, same. I think I did Farron, then I did Lineru, and then I finished with Eldon.
I think had I not gone immediately to Sansi, which is usually what I do when you get claw shots before a lot of other items in Sansi.
Really?
Yeah, I usually go
yeah.
to, I usually at least go to caves first.
Yeah, I skipped Sansi, so
Yeah, same.
I did Sharkhead only.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
wait,
you
where
probably
was
didn't
there
have
another
whip,
bottle?
so
Where was there another bottle?
I am not.
Thunderhead.
Okay. I never went to Farron with Harp, so I didn't get Ballad of the Goddess, so I never went to Thunderhead.
A lot of people went to Eldon early, and so they got like Ballad of the Goddess, and so they were like doing Thunderhead stuff. But I think you, me, and Leper, and I think Muzu as well went to like Farron first. So we just
I definitely think Farron first in this seed was the correct play.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because all of Eldon, I think, was unrequired. I guess logically.
I think the problem was that Alan just gave you too many ideas.
Yeah, Eldon gave so many. So there were so many checks that you could get in Eldon, and
they had all like
so much more. Like digging mitts, you got in Eldon, so I ran around.
Yeah,
and
I was
all
very
the
interested
digging
in that.
spots.
If I had,
all of them were useless, by the way.
Had I gone to Eldon first, I think I would have played the seed very differently. Actually, no, I would have done all of Eldon and then just gone to Farron. Which
and then you get Battle of the Goddess though in Eldon
I
and
think
in
the Battle
Farron.
of the Goddess thing.
And then you maybe do Levias, and then you get the Beetle Cage, and then you do the Beetle Cage and get the Gust Bellows, and then
so
you
that's
don't
what
get
the
anything.
Bellows was. Does anyone know where all 4 swords were? I know that there was a.
The last one was there was one in Lenevru and one at the Gawker Goddess Wall.
There was one at the Goddess Wall. Okay, that's really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
But because I never got Battle of the Goddess, I never was able to check that.
Yeah, you basically got it in your go mode. So yeah.
That's very interesting because I wonder because I usually don't go to Thunderhead in Rando. I try to avoid it until it becomes more necessary, just because it's out of the way and there's not a lot of checks in Thunderhead, which is maybe not the right call.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
were bellows technically required logically?
No, bellows were not required.
No.
No.
I would have completely skipped bellows and
like,
completely skipped
Muzu also
whip.
in the chat, yeah.
What was the logic breaking thing that you were talking about?
So on the tracker, it shows that. Here, let me open up the tracker real quick so I can just describe it better. It's very small and insignificant, and it's in Skyview. It's basically the digging spot in Skyview.
Oh, yes.
Says that it requires like
Logically, it does require
scale.
Yeah.
because
But if
otherwise
you have
can
claw
stop
shots and you go in before raising the water, then you can get it.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can also
but
get it
that's
without claw
not.
shots.
We
It's-
can't put that in logic.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, well, there's nothing we can do about it, so we're just gonna.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
very boring conversation in an hour and a half. I think that's exactly what I said.
that is
And,
exactly
it's an
what
hour and a
you
half
said,
later, and the
very
conversation was remarkably boring.
So yeah,
correct.
it's just because people could lock themselves out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
the
exactly.
problem.
Even
don't
with
wanna have
claw
that
shots,
happen.
you could still lock yourself out. So it's not
Yeah,
like we could take claw
exactly.
shots or scale.
You know, for some reason you like run over the digging spots and go out, and you have already the water race, and then it's just not possible to do with claw shots
Without
only.
scale. Yeah.
Exactly.
But still, definitely nice. If you know, I mean, going out of logic checks is still not bad, right? I mean, and I think it's
Yeah,
very
there's no
interesting
reason
because if you get it early, and it's, for example, it's like boss key, then you're like, oh, Skyview is supposed to be scale locked, and you can assume that scale gonna be around somewhere.
Well, Skyview was technically scale locked in this seat because the second small key was in the digging spot.
True.
Yeah.
Although
I
scale was pretty
I did not
easy.
get that key. Yeah. I mean, it depends
Scale
on where you
was,
got a bottle from. So.
Scale was Oriel crystals, if I recall.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the only way you would have gone, I think the way that if we could look at the spoiler log, I think the way that the playthrough probably went was Eldin, Vow to the Goddess to Farron, then to Thunderhead for a bottle to get water scale to go into. Skyview.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, Floa
Which is
finishing up
definitely an
with
interesting
the mice here, and I think it's gonna be.
Is Mario Runner still going?
That's true. Let's check.
He is still going.
Yeah, he is. No,
Interesting.
no, he's still. Yeah, he's still going. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
not
that's
streaming
technically
though, so-
someone running.
Yeah.
But. Hey.
Okay. Well, with spoilers, Flo finishes.
Yeah, Flo is still finishing on our screen, but he is already in the Discord. What do you think about your decisions this race and in general your performance, Floa?
I can talk about everything but Horde. I'm totally fine.
It was rough. You could have definitely finished before CJ. You were ahead of
yeah,
him.
me and CJ, we were kind of looking at the race, and that I was like actually ahead after him too. But yeah, as I said,
It
I do not
happens.
want to talk about it.
It happened.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
this was a pretty interesting. It was a pretty short seat, I gotta say. Could have
Yes.
been my first sub 3, if not for a certain something. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of short seats kickout, what was your route? I'm just very curious as to what.
Yes.
Basically, okay, I'll give a full detail. So basically, first gamble, Farron or Eldon. I went to Farron. I basically mostly fully cleared that. I don't think I cleared everything. Actually, I can check. Yeah, I didn't clear everything in Farron, but I cleared enough. And then I went to Lineru because I finished Skyview, so I was like Lineru or Farron. No, Lineru or Eldon, so I went to Lineru. I did everything except Sansi because they got the fire shield earring, so I was like, okay, well I've got so much in Eldon, so I might as well go there. Then I was in go mode and I did fire shield in Fire Sanctuary. In Fire Sanctuary, I did the Upper Academy bit warp instantly, so I got the boss key really early. And then I just finished the game.
Yeah, I think if I had not. So I think if I had stuck with my gut on Lineru and not gone immediately back to Eldon after Sansi, I think I would have finished significantly faster.
I think the good part for kickoff was also that like the Elden Go mode is super early. You get like the sword and the harp like before even entering Magma Turf. And he could have even skipped Magma Turf, but he still entered it. But technically, you know, he could have.
Yeah, I didn't think about this, but I had bomb bag. I don't know why I didn't think I could.
Yeah, you could have gone around, but I mean, it's not that much though.
I
But
don't know why
like,
I forgot about that. But cool.
all the
Has
digging
anyone
checks.
actually gotten the? Has anyone actually gotten the fourth sword?
No, I think everyone had.
We all get
regular
the same
MS.
3. Oh, Mario just finished as well. Nice, GG.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
GG's Mario.
Yeah, GG Jin as well, of course. So that's definitely like a lot of Elden stuff. Also, was something he could skip, like all the digging spots, as Exo alluded to earlier, which was completely unnecessary. All of them were skipped because he was go mode before even going there. So that's like a lot of checks has not been gotten. So
I just
very
wanted to
very
add a lot
lucky
of-
on his behalf there.
A
for
lot
sure.
of things, like, I made a few gambles, and all of them paid off in probably the best you could possibly have, to be honest. So that was really good on my card.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Well, that was fun. You all hyped for the tournament now?
I'm super.
Yeah,
hyped.
I'm definitely hyped. I may or may not need to practice my horde again. Jokes on you. I won't practice it. I know myself. I definitely won't practice it.
Nice flow.
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped for the tourney. It's gonna be interesting. I'm a bit sad that so many people have forfeited.
Yeah, why is that?
So Thrail had something happen IRL. He had to go. 64-bit Link finally found Go mode rather late and decided, well, he had Go mode, but so many people finished already, so he took off. And I don't know what happened to Arexis.
Arexis had some back in time problems, if I remember correctly, in Fire Sanctuary.
Oh.
He wasn't a good pace. But I think he tried a lot of bit stuff to get some chests early, and I think he somehow got stuck, if I remember correctly, and needed to like reset or something. I don't know. I couldn't quite help him. I was thinking about it, but there was a lot of at hand, a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem. So he had a good chance of getting like, probably after Gym. And actually Exo was pretty close. Probably like before Lappa for sure though. He was like in Fire Sanctuary and doing Fire Sanctuary stuff. I don't quite remember if he had Master Sword though, so that might be something.
That's
But yeah,
unfortunate.
he definitely was on a good pace technically, so that's a little bit unfortunate for him. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. So there is a way to get to the map chest with a bit warp, so you can skip the gas.
Yeah, you have to RVM the map chest first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you RVM the flag for the map chest to spawn, and then you can just enter the room, and then there's the map chest, and then you can get the bottle chest right afterwards.
You can also bit warp from, I believe, the inner map, and the room will be loaded, and you can get it normally.
Yeah, there's definitely some cool stuff with Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, okay.
Fire Sanctuary is one of my
Yeah, I
favorite.
was kind of happy that
I agree.
we're not actually required. Has someone
prob-
actually
Oh.
found them?
I found the tumbleweed.
I found
Oh yeah, I
something-
found Hamu as well. It was like Linneo.
Yeah, it was in.
Has someone found Gus Bellows?
Thunderhead, I believe.
Yeah, Exo and Jim found both Gus Bellows.
Okay, interesting.
I wonder where Whip was. Whip is the
Whip was in Lake Floria.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
What
Totally
did
useless.
anyone do Fair and Trial?
Fair and Trial
yeah.
was part of
Yeah,
the
I
Song
did.
of the Hero.
It was part of the Song of the Hero.
Yeah, definitely not really required. But the hints were nice, I think. I think the
Yeah.
hints were nice, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
Kind
I
of
don't
put me
know.
directly off of doing
Lanayru Trial.
Lanayru Trial. And
I definitely
well,
agree.
I didn't get any other trial songs.
I definitely agree that the hints make a difference. I think the fact that it's not even a guarantee that it's not that it's required when it says you may need it, I think really like makes them much more balanced than they initially seem. Then
Yeah.
like, we get the item and then we're immediately told maybe we should go there or maybe we shouldn't. But so and because of that, we're just kind of still left in the dark, but we're given a bit more direction, I feel like. And I think
Yeah,
direction is probably one of the best things you can have in a rando because it, keeps you somewhat sane when scouring the entire game for one check.
I mean, luckily this seed was pretty
Yeah.
nice.
This was
On
a
getting
very
like very early sword upgrades and stuff.
I was very
Yeah,
surprised.
and that I gotta admit, like the early sword upgrades were like godly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think the seed in general was just everything was kind of just handed to us as like, no, I'm not complaining. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting that we went so far underestimate actually. But looking at recent seeds, the estimate was definitely not too high.
Yeah, I mean there was talk about 3 dungeons as a possibility, but I would say again this was a fast seed. It's hard to say though.
Yeah, it's hard,
I think-
hard to
I
give an
think-
average if seeds
but I-
are just
Yeah, but I think-
diverging that much.
Yeah.
Fire Sanctuary, and it's a relatively slow seed simply because of the immense number of requirements for Fire
Yeah.
Sanctuary.
But I do
But-
think
I think starting with pouch is a huge deal as well.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh yeah, starting with pouch is much better.
I agree.
Yeah, I gotta say this race has made me interesting for the tourney. Maybe we can get for some of the seeding races even more participants. Hopefully. Speaking of, I mean, signups are still open. If
With 11,
anybody
actually.
enjoyed it and wants to join the tourney as well now, we're definitely looking for new participants.
Yeah, I would strongly recommend. Yeah,
Be it old speedrunners or people who are completely new to the rando. It's definitely going to be interesting.
and if your name is Gymnast86, just saying.
I feel like I'm being called out.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
So I think this is it for now. We've talked a lot. I think definitely shows that there's some there's very competitive and interesting races to be had with this, as everyone is still figuring everything out. So yeah, but I think it was a very nice race, and I'm gonna give it back to the restreamer to give some final words.
Alright then, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun to watch. Thank you, Copernicus, for commentating, especially during when you were by yourself with the 4 runners. Thank you so much. I know that's really rough to do. Thank you to Harmjan for helping me with the tracking. And thank you to all our runners. That was an awesome race. Definitely looking forward to the tournament. In the meantime, that is it for ZSR tonight. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., we have the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Random Settings League. Winners bracket semifinals between Marco and Kirox. That's at 2 p.m. And then at 7 p.m. EST, we have the Skyward Sword Talk to Your Bowl Tournament 2021 between CJS and 64-Bit Link.
Oh
and
boy,
then on Tuesday,
totally have never heard of those guys before.
And then on Tuesday at 3 p.m., we have another Talk to Your Bowl Tournament match between KitKat and Tackle ISR. So look forward to those. We're going to sign off here. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!
Bye.
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 Bye bye.